Good morning. Good morning, San Diego. Is that how we're supposed to start this every single morning? I feel like it worked. Now it's Big Rich, CD, and Fletch. It is a Monday morning. Big Rich still out on a little vacay. He'll be back. Is he back with us Thursday? Is that the official day?
Wednesday or Thursday. Never sure what. I did like that open.
Yeah.
That was deep. It was guttural.
Yeah, I mean, I felt it way down in my plums. But Wednesday or Thursday, we don't know.
He'll just stumble in here one morning and then it'll act like he'll never even left.
Yeah, I mean, so I have some people saying he's out until the second, and then through the second, the other half of the people tell me.
I have no idea.
And he is not confirmed.
We'll see.
So it's Wednesday or Thursday.
I did hear him on the radio this weekend, so he's okay enough to do his national shows, but just not his local ones.
Okay,
you know?
I see how that is.
Big Rich and Priorities.
Wow. Doing that out in Connecticut.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Very nice. That's fine. It's fine.
It's like 9 o'clock in Connecticut right now. He could have jumped on.
He could have jumped on. Everybody's awake. He could scream right wherever he's at. Unbelievable.
Soft.
Right at the pool.
Soft.
Completely. Speaking of soft, you said before the show, you're like, I stayed strong all weekend. Does that mean you stuck to the diet well?
I mean, I stayed mostly strong. I transformed carnivore into a little bit of keto because I added cheese in.
Okay. What? Hold on.
0 carbs in cheese, and there was only cheddar cheese.
And depending on which thing you click on when you Google carnivore diet, cheese may be okay.
Right, because I literally could not go one more meal of just ground beef.
Shocker.
Because I was just getting so sick of it. I was losing my mind on Saturday.
Yes.
I was really hangry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I added some cheese, and it made my life a whole lot better.
So Saturday, I broke form twice.
Oh, what'd you do?
One time I had a salad.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, exactly. The second time I did have meat, but I also had some mashed potatoes and I also had some carrots.
The mashed potatoes are the part that's bad.
I went to the Remy.
Oh, yeah. No, it's fine.
Come on.
Acceptable.
Come on.
I was trying to get Kendall to go to the Remy on Saturday night to have just an espresso martini. I was like, let's go get one cocktail and we'll come back home. And she wasn't feeling well, so we did not.
That is a bummer.
Maybe next week.
We were there Saturday. I was there about 5. If you would have come at that time, you would have seen me there. We went upstairs. We had the whole place to ourselves.
That's awesome.
No, well, until about halfway through. And when it started getting close to dinner time, all of a sudden it was full, man. The word's getting out.
Top comment on YouTube right now. Our buddy Paris weighing in. Wait, Rich is off, but was on radio Saturday. I feel like he's cheating on us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paris.
Yes.
I'm going to leave that comment up the entire show. Actually.
Yeah, that's a good call.
If you want to watch us on YouTube, Big Rich TD Fletch, go ahead, get over there, subscribe, like, do all the things that move the algorithm. Because I think we need to get bigger on YouTube.
That's a good call.
So go look at our ugly faces. Hi.
Besides sticking to the diet and hanging out, did you do anything cool over the weekend?
Solid weekend. There was an attempt to go out to Coronado and sit on the beach. That attempt did not pan out for various reasons. Perfect. Stuff happens. Stuff gets in the way. I spent a lot of time out by the pool because yesterday Kendall has a really good friend of hers who has season tickets that are right behind third base at Petco Park.
Come on now.
So yesterday I'm thinking, oh, she's giving us the season tickets so Kendall and I can go sit.
Yeah.
False. She's taking Kendall and not me. So
What?
I stayed at home while Kendall got to go to Petco Park and watch maybe one of the better Padres games of the season and eat awesome ice cream and French fries and all the fun stuff that I don't get to do.
Listen, you said it. One of the better Padre games of the season, indeed. One of the better Padre series of the season.
I'd argue the best.
I would say that as well. It's only the second time they've done it this season. They swept.
I know.
They swept. And the Rangers, not bad.
The Rangers are like one of the better teams in the American League. They are one game away, Travis, from having their longest win streak of the whole season. And it's against the Colorado Rockies, and it's today in Colorado after the Rockies have traded off 2 of their main pieces. Like, if it's not going to happen now, it's not going to happen, period.
It feels that way.
It sure
feels that way. However, the Padres have not been great against teams that aren't great.
They're also not good in Colorado, and they never have been.
Right.
And Colorado's a tough spot to play. Now, I will say CJ Chrome for years and years has been the nail in the side of the Padres because he has been so good as a Colorado Rocky only against the San Diego Padres.
Well,
he's not there anymore.
No, he's an angel now.
Yeah.
He's an angel now. And the Rangers, they just traded for Max Scherzer.
Yeah, they're making a push.
Yeah,
I think the Padres broke them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm feeling the same way. Now, hold on here. When you watched, if you did watch any of the
I
Padres
watched pretty
play,
much all of it.
okay, so over those 3 days, did it feel a little different?
Oh, it felt head and shoulders different.
That I thought the same thing.
It looked like a different baseball team. Now, there's caveats, right? They had their 3 guys going on the mound. All 3 of them pitched extraordinarily well.
Correct.
Like extraordinarily well with Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish, Blake Snell. They hardly gave up any runs. The offense didn't have to do all that much this weekend, but they still did, which I think that's huge too. And then yesterday, getting 2 pops from Gary Sanchez. Shmary Sanchez.
Scorpio. Codename Scorpio. Dude, the dude's up to 12 homers on the season. What a great addition.
By the way, between him and Campy, that DH role, catcher role, flip-flop, it feels like that's going to be the solution moving forward. And that's one less thing you have to worry about at the trade deadline was getting a catcher.
Absolutely. However, the trade deadline 2 days away, I guess.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow is trade deadline. I'm trying to do the math here on hours, but yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's also pay rent day.
There is that. It's the last day of the month. That's crazy. That July flew by.
July flew.
Which, by the way, the Padres in July have been good.
Yeah, they have.
So fantastic.
There was that ugly stretch against the Phillies. There was that ugly stretch against who was the team they played right before the.
It was a team that they shouldn't have lost. Oh, it was the Pirates?
It was the Pirates.
Yeah.
Ugly stretch against the Pirates.
There's a team they shouldn't have lost to. Right. But
you sweep the Rangers.
Second sweep of the season.
Yeah, Boach. Get out of here.
Now, here's the thing. They did make up actually quite a bit of ground here in the wild card race.
5 games back now.
They were 6.5 games Friday when we were on the air.
They are 2 games under 500 at this point.
Crazy that we are clawing towards 500 and using that as we did it
now
benchmark.
Tell you some unfortunate things.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a largely positive show when it comes to the Padres, because how could it not be after those last 3 days? I will say, coming out of the All-Star break, we kind of all threw out some numbers that, this would be really bad if the Padres did X over these next few weeks until the trade deadline.
Right.
They did the bad thing. They're slightly over 500 since the All-Star break.
Yeah.
It's 9-7, 10-7, something like that. But they did enough to make sure AJ Preller is now cemented in his thoughts of this team is the team that can make it to the World Series. But I don't think they did enough to really set themselves up for the rest of the season. If this is the same Padres team now, it feels like something changed. Don Orsillo on the broadcast yesterday after the 9th inning said things are turning around. Maybe they have.
I hope.
But has this team given you enough to trust them to turn it all the way around?
Well, and there's a couple things there. One, no, they haven't really played good enough that you would look at this team and go, oh, yeah, they're going to get 86, 87, 88, 89 wins and definitely be in the playoffs. They have not played that well. Now, if this team did turn over a new leaf with this series with the Rangers, maybe that all changes. It also could be that in typical fashion here of this season that they tank because they play the Rockies and then they play the Dodgers. And that's not great. I don't like that news.
You just hit the hammer on the head, because today is going to show a lot. These next 3 games in Colorado, I think, are going to show a ton about this team. Unfortunately, only one of these games is going to be played before the trade deadline. So, we're not really going to know much. But today, if they come out flat, man, would that not be the biggest knife?
That'd be horrible.
It would be horrible, but that's what we've seen from this team. It's like they win these games and they look really good, and they look like a baseball team that in a short series in the postseason would be unstoppable, because if you have your 3 guys going, Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, Blake Snell, like they did this weekend, they seem unbeatable at times. But then they seem like at times against the Rockies or the Pirates or the Phillies that they're playing in these games that they should be winning. They should be winning by multiple runs, and they can't do anything.
Right.
So today against the Rockies, I feel like is such a litmus test to see if this team has actually figured something out and something clicks in their brain where there's fight from start to finish, and they actually are going and not just motivated by some external force like the trade deadline, like it really seemed like they were this whole weekend against the Rangers. But can you be motivated by the fact that, hey, the season is not that long anymore. You're coming down the stretch now. You need to start winning series and sweeping series against teams that suck like the Rockies, so that you can put yourself in a good position. Are they going to come out and have that fight this week? I really hope so.
Yeah, I hope as well. I mean, that was part of the feeling that changed for me is there was a little bit of urgency. It was almost like they knew we got to do this now or this team's going to be decimated. They're going to start pulling things apart. But the Padres over the past 3 games have been a team that you wanted them to be all year. The pitching was phenomenal. The bats were hot. There was a close game yesterday that they won. They haven't been great in close games. So
and they battled back multiple times in that game.
Absolutely. So there was a lot of positives, a lot of great things. They can't come out flat against the Rockies. They can't. They have to keep the throttle mashed here. And I mean, I know that you mentioned that AJ Preller, the thoughts are cemented, the thoughts are solidified. He's not going to sell. We don't know that for sure.
No, you never know what he's going to do.
Yeah, it's a wild card. Some bad news though in yesterday's game. Ha-Seong Kim.
I was just going to bring that up. So coming into yesterday's game, Ha-Seong Kim's last 10. You ready for his last 10 games before yesterday?
Yes.
And by the way, yesterday he added to it because before he left the game, he had a couple of hits and stolen base and scored a run. But before yesterday's game, in his last 10, 14 hits, 8 runs, 3 homers, 6 RBIs, 425 average, 548 on base percentage, 728 slug, and a 1.276 OPS. Like, the dude has been the best Padre for a little bit. AJ Cassavell put out a tweet yesterday, the second he slid into home plate and grabbed his shoulder, which was a scary moment. But he said the Padres' best player so far this season just went straight to the locker room with an apparent shoulder injury.
Well, Padres' best player so far the past probably 3 weeks, maybe a month.
Dude, he's been great defensively all season long, has some of the best numbers in all of baseball defensively. And then offensively, he's just gotten so comfortable and confident in the box over the last month and a half.
And he's fun. I love the dude. I absolutely love the dude. I mean, he is a great watch, and he's a major addition to this team and a major component that's needed to be out there playing. And we don't know how long he's going to be out. He called it a shoulder strain. He said, "I think I just jammed it." There's been no word that we have yet. Correct?
No, nothing yet.
Yeah. So we don't know how long he'll be out. We don't know what's going on with it. But man, that one is a bummer.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out this morning. I don't know how early we would even get an update. I'm guessing it would just be in whatever pregame press Melvin does, if he does any today in Colorado.
Right.
But tough situation, man. You hope the best for him because it's the first time since he's been a Padre where he's looked like the player that they hoped he would be when he signed.
Yeah.
And that is someone who's not only great in the field, which he has been the entire time he's been a Padre, but someone who can make a real impact on the game offensively. And since they've put him in that leadoff spot and kind of cemented that role for him, he's been fantastic. The numbers tell you one thing, but just looking, he's always on base. He's always making something happen. It's a little bit like when Fernando Tatis was a rookie, and it's like, is this dude never not impacting the game?
Yeah.
And Ha-Seong Kim always is. And you hope that it's not serious. Unfortunately, with these plays at the plate, that a catcher, and I'm not saying he did anything dirty, but the knee pad went directly into Ha-Seong Kim's shoulder, and it looked like it got jammed up a little bit, and it was in an awkward position. And you hope he's okay.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, there was a number of things that were happening, the past 3 days, and one of them, I guess it was yesterday. Max Scherzer gets traded to the Rangers as
Huge.
the Rangers lose. Yeah, that is a big pickup for the Rangers. Didn't help them at all, obviously, over the weekend. But, man, that's going to be interesting going forward.
Look, it's fun when teams are buyers. It's really fun when teams have enough and they've built their organization to the point where they think that they have a chance to win.
Yeah.
The Rangers, from what I saw this weekend, don't have much of a chance. But it's cool to see big pieces moving. And Max Scherzer's kind of always been one of those pieces that moves around a lot. He's been on like 6 teams in his Major League Baseball career. But we'll see, man. I don't know what this does to the Rangers immediately. What I do know is they needed starting pitching help because the Padres teed off on them.
Big time. Is Verlander next?
Maybe. Who knows? He has a no-trade clause, like a full no-trade clause.
Yeah.
Maybe Scherzer did too.
But I mean, something's going on.
Yeah,
because
he'll probably get moved. I don't know.
Yeah, as he finished the game, I think it was Saturday's game. The standing ovation from the crowd. He gave a big wave, like he knew he was done. As a Met, but yeah, I mean it's been crazy, and you know what? It is fun to see these teams being buyers, and a lot of them are right now. I mean, there's a lot of buyers. The Cubs, they signaled, nah, we're going for it.
Yeah, and
we're
Cody
gonna make a
Bellinger
run.
was expected to be one of the bigger pieces that would be on the move. He's been fantastic this season.
Scratch him off the list.
Staying.
Done.
This was labeled as one of the better seller markets in years. Like, a lot of teams are going to be buying. A lot of teams. Well, that's because a lot of teams are in it in both divisions. Like, if you look at the wild card races, they're super, super tight. Like, the Padres are 5 games back. There's still 3 teams ahead of them.
Yeah, they're in 4th place
before you even get to the final wild card spot.
Right.
So because there's so many buyers out there, like, you would think that the Padres might still have some luck, even if they sold off little pieces like down their farm system. I don't know if you want to touch Salas or Merrill for this team. I wouldn't personally. But again, you never know what AJ Preller is going to do, and he's pretty trigger happy when it comes to these things.
Yeah, we're going to talk to John Schaefer coming up next hour. You hear him every day here, 3 to 6. John and Jim. You hear him on the wrap-up show. See him on the wrap-up show every single day, or almost every single day, talking Padres. So we'll get we'll pick his brain a little bit on what's going on and what the team's going to be doing. What do you got?
Tons of texts. Our 949 buddy's back. We missed you last week.
Yeah, how you been, buddy?
I believe that's Jeremy. Welcome back, dude. 949. Can they get the 4th win? They haven't done that all year. I mean, it's huge today. Today feels like a big one.
Yeah.
619. Sweep the Rockies, sweep the Dodgers. The division will be in reach. Even 3-1 series win against the Dodgers. That's asking for a lot.
That is asking for a lot, but he's not wrong.
No,
he's not
wrong.
wrong. I mean, you sweep the Dodgers. Well, you gotta sweep the Rockies here. You got to.
I feel like that's a must.
Yeah, I feel like but now you're asking a lot as well. They haven't done 4 in a row, and you need them to do 6 in a row.
That's a lot.
It's the Rockies, and they just traded off some pieces, man. You should have a shot at this.
Yeah, for whatever reason, just going into Coors Field makes me so uncomfortable. And it makes the Padres so uncomfortable. All right, keep the positivity flowing. I'm good with that. It's Monday. Let's be positive.
Just saying. You got to set yourself up in case there is a bit of a breakdown when you do play the Dodgers, and you only escape with 1. I mean, winning the series would be phenomenal. That's where you kind of have to be if you want to. You want to get to 86 wins. You want to get yourself in position where you feel like you can get into the playoffs. You kind of got to win 2 out of 3. It's almost a must, but it's not a must if you sweep the Rockies. You can get by with the 1 win. And not that I want it, not that I want to see that, not that the Padres want to see that, but you got to set yourself up to where you're in the best position possible moving forward here. And there is a lot of urgency because making up 5 games in 55 games is a tall order, but it's doable. I mean, you've cracked the door open here to where you got a shot at it. I mean, so much so that at least we're sitting here as fans, as broadcasters, going, the Padres may not be sellers.
I don't think they will be.
I don't think they are either.
No, I think this weekend pretty much cemented AJ Preller in the thought that if anything, they're going to add some pieces, and they need help. Believe me. Look, Suarez looks really good coming out of the pen. I feel like the bullpen can probably stay as is the rest of the way. I would like to see one more piece added, one more productive piece. But if worse comes to worse, leave it as is. This bench needs so much work.
Yeah, they do.
Bench, either somebody, Matt Carpenter, needs to get really hot.
And I believe it was Bob Melvin that said he's playing.
He's playing in Colorado, which that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But either somebody needs to get ridiculously hot on the bench, or you need to add bench pieces and move some of these guys back to AAA where they belong. Because they're just not ready yet.
No,
that's the thing, and that's okay. It's okay to not be ready yet.
And that's the thing. If the Padres aren't selling, they may need to buy a couple little pieces here.
You need lefty bats.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing right now. Hey, let's do something a little different today, Trav.
Yeah.
We'll still focus on the text line because we love the text line, 70470. Start your message with team. But we need to up our YouTube numbers. So head on over, Big Rich TD Fletch on YouTube. You can see our faces. Travis is at a great angle right now where you can really see definition in his chin.
Here, the problem is...
No, I know the problem.
Yeah.
But what we'll do today is every single comment that comes through on YouTube, we're going to give a shout out, and you will be entered to win one of our 2 fabulous prizes today. Trav, you want to tell them what they are?
Yeah, I do want to tell them what they are. Prize number 1, live at Viejas Casino Resort. Witness pioneers of street funk and underground R&B at the best concert venue in San Diego. Win a pair of tickets to this electrifying performance that will have you on your feet dancing all night long. Groove the chart-topping hits. Fire, Love Roller Coaster, Funky Worm, Sweet Sticky Thing, Hoochie Coo, and so many more. Visit viejas.com for more information. And it's the Ohio players. That's tickets we're going to be giving away.
That's this Friday night.
That is this Friday night. Also, we're going to have a pair of tickets to go see The Offspring. That's next Tuesday at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. If you want tickets and info, go to Ticketmaster.com or just keep listening for your chance to win. I'm a big Offspring fan. Big Offspring fan.
Yeah, they're going to be the bumper music today.
Yeah, okay, I like that a lot. You know, when I was in high school, we had a talent show, and my band played an Offspring song. It's fine.
What position were you in the band?
I was the bass player.
Bass singer, lead singer?
No, not lead singer. Just the bass player. I was the bass player because I wanted to be a guitar player, but there was a lot of guitar players. We needed a bass player, so I just became a bass player, and then I dig it.
Joe Moon on YouTube. Good morning, my guys.
Hey,
good morning, Joe Moon.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that a lot. Joe Moon, I feel like it's been a minute as well since we've heard from Joe Moon.
I love that guy.
Me too. Our hearts go out.
What's the next holiday? Halloween?
Oh my gosh.
That's
is that
coming
the
up
next holiday? Well,
quick.
like the next holiday that like we celebrate.
Yeah, maybe we could have Joe Moon
for.
do a reading for Halloween.
Ooh, scary one.
In that steely voice.
A scary Halloween reading.
What's up, my guys?
Yeah.
Twas the night before Halloween.
I'd like that a lot. Yeah, that'd be great. Dude, I love Halloween. You?
Eh.
You don't what? Gosh.
I mean, we're all gonna dress up.
Oh yeah, I guess we are. I guess we'll do that. That is correct.
We're not gonna be able to eat candy by then.
Why? Summer's over.
We gotta stay fit, bro.
Next Level Fit Guy ends at the summer, does it not?
You think Next Level Fit Guy's a lifestyle, and I'm in.
I don't want that at all.
Well, no, because the next iteration of Next Level Fit Guy stuff is when we get to implement cheat meals, which goes back to Next Level Fat Guy stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
But we need to get to a base point where we're okay implementing cheat meals like once a week.
Okay, hold on here. When we signed up for Next Level Fit Guy, I was not aware. I mean, we talked about it and we said Next Level Fit Guy summer.
Right, but we started like 4 weeks into summer.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that means we need to go 4 weeks into the fall.
That's typical Big Rich, TD, and Fletch fashion. We started late.
Better late than never.
I agree. So, okay, so if it's 4 weeks after the end of summer, October 21st, we're done.
That's what you think.
I do think that.
We're going to keep pushing this.
I don't.
We know we're done when we all lose 10% of our body mass.
That's when we're stopping?
Yeah, so for me, it was 27 pounds. For you, was it 28?
Yeah.
And for Rich, it was 31?
Third, is that right?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Was he 308?
He was 306.
306?
Yeah. So, yeah, 31.
So we got a ways to go still. I don't know. When do we step on the scale next?
Rich, I don't know. I have no idea. Rich may come back just completely fit.
Doubt it.
I feel like we step on the scale like a week after Rich gets back.
I'd say we do it on Friday when Rich gets back, because that's what you guys did to me from Mexico. I got back from Mexico the next day. I was on a scale.
So we're all doing the weigh-in Friday? I don't feel like I'm ready for that.
No, you're ready for it. You've lost some weight. I can tell.
I have. I definitely have, and I just because I can tell as well. I still have a headache. It's been like 3.5 weeks. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, I had like 2 or 3 days of bad headaches, especially Saturday. But I feel good today.
Well, that's good. That's all. That's good news. Look, we got to get more into this Padre stuff here. The Angels also making some serious moves here. They're definitely all in, pushing the chips in the middle of the table. And then last week, Sean Payton slammed Aaron Rodgers' offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, the former Bronco coach. Now Aaron Rodgers fires back. We'll tell you what he said coming up next.
There's drama all over the NFL, specifically with the Colts, with the Broncos, and with the Jets. We'll get into the big storylines coming up next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update is presented by Mercedes-Benz. We're going to start off here with the Padres. They have a big weekend. They sweep the Texas Rangers at Petco Park. Now they're 52-54 on the season, 5 games back of that final wildcard spot. Today they're headed to Colorado for a 3-game series against the Rockies. Then it's back home for a 4-game set with the Dodgers. Around baseball, the trade deadline is tomorrow. While the Padres' plans may have changed with that sweep of the Rangers, you never really know what A.J. Preller is cooking up there in his mad scientist lab at Petco Park. In the NFL, Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, he's officially requested a trade from the team after a meeting with owner Jim Irsay. The Colts have responded by threatening to put him on the non-football injury list, which could push pause on the running back's contract for a season. In the Women's World Cup, the U.S. is going to play against Portugal at midnight tonight in the group stage. Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy with full remote access to your vehicle from the phone. Via the Mercedes Me Connect app, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
Yeah, it's Offspring.
I know this.
You should know this one. This one I feel like is right in your wheelhouse.
Pretty fly for a white guy. This is my theme song, dude. I am pretty fly for a white guy.
This is one of my least favorite Offspring songs.
I think it's their most famous, and I don't think it's close.
Yeah, I think you are correct. The reason we're playing Offspring is because we're giving away Offspring tickets a little bit later. They're going to be at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater next Tuesday. For tickets and info, go to Ticketmaster.com or just keep listening for your chance to win. It's Monday. We're going to do a little That's Bunk Man.
I like that.
Okay, we'll do some That's Bunk Man. We also have the Ohio players that we're giving away. Tickets to that. They're going to be live at Viejas Casino and Resort. That's this Friday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're rocking out in there.
I'm really in my groove right now.
Viejas.com. That's where you go for more info there, or just keep listening, as well to win those tickets. A lot happening. John Schaefer coming up next hour. We got football to get to. It's football's back this week. Dude, I love me some cowbell. I'll tell you that much.
It needs more cowbell.
Yeah. It's more. You can't ever have enough
football's
cowbell.
Back this week, and football's lost their damn minds over the last week and a half.
Because of the fighting?
No, okay, so the Travis Kelce punches one of his teammates. Right. That was crazy.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is now clapping back at Sean Payton, who seems like he got drunk and said a bunch of stuff about the Jets, specifically Nathaniel Hackett. And now Jim Irsay is playing like a kindergartner teacher with Jonathan Taylor, who's one of the league's best running backs, and they're going back and forth with stuff. It's just football is losing its damn mind.
And Jonathan Taylor Thomas on Home Improvement.
What?
There's a lot happening. That's all I'm saying. A lot happening. Yeah, I mean, let's get to the Aaron Rodgers stuff. So Sean Payton last week, right? I don't know, in a drunken rant, a drunken
or maybe
stupor,
a bong rip rant.
It could be that.
With 15-year-olds.
He ripped Nathaniel Hackett. And really, I mean, the Broncos. Whole front office. Yeah. I mean, it was It was not just
and Russell Wilson and everybody else on the team.
Well, he did kind of lay off Russell Wilson. He shifted the blame over to the people in charge, saying it wasn't all Russell Wilson's fault, but it was everybody else's. That they let this culture go on, that they let these outside coaches come in, that Russell Wilson said, this is what I need, that they let all these things happen, that it was a complete mistake. And he just ripped Nathaniel Hackett, that he was, one of the worst coaching jobs he's ever seen in his life. Well, then Aaron Rodgers fires back at Sean Payton. This is what he had to say.
It made me feel bad that someone who's accomplished a lot in the league is that insecure that they have to take another man down to set themselves up for some sort of easy fall if it doesn't go well for that team this year. Thought it was way out of line and inappropriate, and I think he needs to keep my coach's names out of his mouth.
Yeah, keep my coach's name.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Woo! Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's
they've lost their damn minds.
They've lost their minds. Absolutely. Now, what's crazy is Aaron Rodgers, he did go on to say, that he loves Nathaniel Hackett, one of his favorite coaches he's ever had. He obviously had him out in Green Bay.
Favorite golf buddies.
Favorite golf buddies. On the field, off the field, favorite coach he's ever had. Went on to say glorious things about him. He did also say that we play the Broncos week 5. I look forward to playing them.
Somebody flex it. If it's not already prime time, we're going to need that prime time.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. These storylines are getting set up nicely. By the way, one of my Broncos guys here got back to us, so we're talking to them at 8:10.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm curious, man, because Sean Payton seems like he's just come through like a bulldozer, or like Miley would say, like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, that is true.
And he's just come through and he's been bong ripping and he's been drinking, and it seems like he's just back to like 2008 Sean Payton, which was a savage.
Right, which is great.
Which has got him suspended for a full year, but who cares?
We'll take it. That's fine. The NFL needs this. Now, last week, you did say there was some photographs, some video that came out that looks like Sean Payton.
Dude, it is Sean Payton. Now, it's not officially Sean Payton because no one's come out and confirmed it, but that's Sean Payton.
Sean Payton doing what?
This is just my opinion that is Sean Payton taking bong rips with a bunch of teenagers.
Okay. It does look a lot like Sean Payton.
It's Sean Payton.
I mean, if that's not Sean Payton has a doppelganger out
like
there.
An exact doppelganger. Like better than any stunt double you've ever seen.
That is so. So there's no foreign substance policy for coaches.
No, weed's legal, especially where he is, Colorado. That's like the birthplace of legal weed.
Bad look though with the 16-year-olds.
No one knows the age of them. They just look a lot younger than 25-year-old.
A lot younger.
And they're dudes. I don't know if they're his kids. I don't know. And they're kind of teaching him how to do a bong rip, but it's definitely somebody who looks identical to Sean Payton taking a bong rip.
Wait, you think he's with his kids bong ripping?
Maybe. Oh, you've never taken a bong rip with Caleb?
No.
You prude.
I've never taken a bong rip ever, let alone like Caleb would be the last guy I'm doing a bong rip with. My kids? No, I'm not.
All right, let's start a petition. Get TD to take bong rips on air.
Let's not start that petition. That's not going to happen.
Trav, you got a little shout out here from the 949.
Yeah.
Travis, your face is looking thinner and that neck looking smaller too. This keto diet is working. Keep it up, brother.
God, where have you been, 949?
We did miss.
I need that. This is the positive outlook I need. I don't know if my neck's getting thinner at all, to be quite honest.
Let's try. Idea.
You know what? I could measure my neck.
Or let's put a tie around it today.
Mark it.
Or just leave it. No, I guess we would have to
leave it and see if it gets looser.
No, we would have
Am I going to shower at all or just leaving a tie on for weeks? I guess that's a good idea. Look, I think this sort of thing, this battle between Sean Payton and Aaron Rodgers is great for the NFL.
That's WWE. Bring it on.
That's what I agree with it, except this is real. This isn't scripted. I mean, Sean Payton's actually losing his mind, and I love it.
I wonder if he like got into Denver day one and went to like the head coach's office, which was going to become his new office. And it was just completely disheveled, like paperwork everywhere, file cabinet turned over. And he was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. And then he was pissed off from day one. And then he got out to the practice field and he saw Russell Wilson. And after seeing all his tape with him in Seattle and watching his games from Denver, he like looked at him throwing the football and said, what the hell did Nathaniel do to you? You were a Hall of Fame quarterback at one point.
Could be.
What is this that I'm looking at?
This is a shell of a man. Yeah, I mean, it could be. And man, oh man, what if Russell Wilson comes out and is just on fire this season?
I hope so.
Yeah,
The league is better when Russell Wilson's good at quarterback.
The league is better when every quarterback at every team is good at quarterback.
Yep.
The league is better.
Except maybe Houston.
Except maybe them. No, look, the better the teams are, the better the games are, the more I'm into this. I mean, it goes for everything. It's not like this is just with the NFL, but the NFL does a great job of keeping teams competitive. They do.
Well, and keeping storylines going when there shouldn't be any storylines. Like right now should technically be NFL dead time. I know training camps are all opened up now. So stories should start coming out about, injuries, or this guy got fat over the offseason.
Right.
Or this dude lost a ton of muscle over the offseason. Storylines shouldn't be coming out that Hall of Fame quarterback and Hall of Fame head coach are now throwing words at each other like shooting archery arrows over. Like, it's insane. That's why I say the NFL has lost its damn mind. The Jonathan Taylor stuff is insane, by the way.
So fill us in here on this this whole timeline of this thing.
I do. I have it from the get-go, which in the middle of this all, Jonathan Taylor actually switched agents, which looks like it's been the catalyst to everything. So this is the timeline. Jim Irsay tweets about the running back situation, saying agents are selling bad faith. That was early on in the offseason. And then Jonathan Taylor went to general manager Chris Ballard, asked to be traded several days before that happened. Jonathan Taylor's agent responds by saying, bad faith is not paying your best player. Jim Irsay then says the team hasn't and doesn't plan on offering Jonathan Taylor an extension. Jim Irsay then invites Jonathan Taylor to his private bus. They have a meeting. How creepy is that, by the way?
Yeah, no kidding.
Screw offices. You're going to meet me on the bus. Not long after that meeting, Jonathan Taylor's trade request becomes public. Irsay reaffirms that they will not offer him an extension. Irsay says, if I die tonight and Jonathan Taylor is out of the league, no one will miss either one of us. Now, the Colts, as of yesterday, are considering placing Jonathan Taylor on the non-football injury list, citing some sort of back injury that he came into camp with, which would forfeit his entire 2023 salary.
Wow.
Forfeit's not the right word because it would pause it. It would technically just roll over to 24.
Oh, right.
Now, Jonathan Taylor comes out and he tweets, 1, never had back pain. 2, never reported back pain. 3, not sure who your sources are, but find new ones.
Wow. The
Lost
drama
its damn
continues.
mind.
I love it. I am so here for this. Bring it on. Now, what I don't really like to see is the players getting screwed. And that's I mean, and I don't know who's burning who more here in this situation. And as time moves on here, we're going to find out a little more of exactly what happened and who said what when. But I mean, right now it looks like the Colts are just doing what they can to play some damage control. And God, Jonathan Taylor,
threatening to put someone on the non-football injury list is not damage control. That's a message that you're trying to send. That this team doesn't need you, but we're still going to keep you, but we're not going to pay you. But we're still going to keep you, but maybe for next year. It's confusing. Listen to Jim Irsay and tell me this dude just doesn't just sound like a total D-bag when he talks.
Wow. No one's going to miss you. That hurts. That stings, man.
He's one of the best running backs in the league.
Yeah, there's
a lot of teams that would be very happy to have Jonathan Taylor on their squad.
Oh, without a doubt. And it's just, God, this is poor timing though with the whole running back controversy that's happening.
Adds to it. Like this is probably what every NFL owner thinks. They're just not saying it out loud. And Jim Irsay has a habit and has a long history of saying the inside thoughts out loud.
Wow. Yeah, the things you think but do not say.
Yeah, he just says them.
Do you know what that's from?
No.
Gosh, Jerry Maguire.
It's Jerry Maguire.
It is Jerry Maguire. And
that's Show Me the Money.
It is.
Also, You Complete Me.
You had me at hello.
That too.
Jerry Maguire, this is a fun fact. Jerry Maguire, when Tom Cruise made his little paper, The Things You Think But Do Not Say, and he took it down to Kinko's, which is now FedEx office, to have the copies made. The Kinko's guy was Jerry Cantrell, who's the guitarist for Alice in Chains.
It's a great tidbit.
I thought that's a fun fact.
Travis's tidbits. That might need to be a segment.
I think that's a fun fact. Also, fun fact: how much This is insane to me. How much would a college football card go for? I mean, what's the going rate of a college card of someone who's still in college?
Depends on what your last name is.
We'll tell you what that last name is and how much it's going for coming up next. How much does your last name buy you when you're playing football? Well, we'll tell you coming up next. Big Rich and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760, rolling through a Monday here. Rich out on vacay until we think Thursday, could be Wednesday. We may be surprised Wednesday morning. We don't know. And when Rich comes back, it's going to be the first time in like a month that we've all been together.
Outside of 2 Wednesdays ago, we were together for a total of 15 minutes on air. And
that's
then like
correct.
7.5 hours off air.
That's correct. That is correct.
Long ball invitational. Hell of a time.
Hell of a time. Hell of a time. It was a hell of a time. I wish we could do it again tomorrow. That was fun.
I'd be down for that. By the way, there may be a surprise appearance from someone on the show here today.
What?
From long ball, actually.
What? We have people stopping by?
Those plans have been set in motion last week, but I never got confirmation on it. But there's a chance that he's coming in today to announce the winner of our first drawing.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
For the long ball, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
Do we know when we're golfing?
We do.
When is that?
Next Thursday or the following Thursday.
Okay.
One of those two.
So we don't know.
It's a Thursday at 10 a.m. And I know the course, but we're going to wait for them to come in and announce it.
We do know. It's going to be next Thursday or maybe the following Thursday.
I believe it's
one of these Thursdays.
Pretty sure it's the following.
Okay. The following Thursday. Fair enough. I look forward to it. Man, a college football card of a college player. I mean, how much did Richie Ornberger sell his college football cards for?
Less than it was worth. Less than whoever paid for it.
I'm just saying. I mean, not a lot. A college player? Well, it apparently changes if you have a certain last name.
If you live in Texas, football is life. High school football is life. College football is life.
Yep. The
Dallas Cowboys are life. If you are the head quarterback of the Texas Longhorns, football is really life. If you're the head quarterback of the Texas Longhorns and you're the number one prospect coming out of high school in the last 25 years, it's really life. And if your last name is Manning, it's more life than life.
Yeah. And if you own an Archie Manning card, apparently you could sell that thing for over $100,000 because somebody purchased his college card for $103,000.
It's wild. It's like absolutely insane.
This is college.
It is a one of one. It's autographed. It's the only card like this that'll ever be made. And it is autographed by Arch Manning. But still, a college quarterback who's done nothing yet. He's thrown like a pass in a spring game, and it was a completion.
Arch Manning.
It's Arch Manning.
He's Arch Manning.
Dude, the Manning name carries so much weight around football. He could come out and suck, by the way.
He could.
That's very possible.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I don't think it's probable. It's very possible he sucks.
Dude, I mean, this is incredible. What if I made my own Arch Manning card and could somehow get it signed? Is that now one of one?
I mean, you got to go through processes and legalese. Like this was from Panini, who's a well-known sports card distributor.
Make sandwiches.
Travis Dale is not a well-known sports card distributor.
No, I'm not.
So there's a certain
I
level
do make
of pedigree
sandwiches
that comes into these. Yes, you do. Very good ones.
Make sandwiches, which I could do a panini right now on this next level fit guy stuff summer. I got to tell you, the next level fit guy diets so far have not been that fun, and I don't know what our next diet is.
I think wasn't paleo tossed around? That's when you eat like a caveman.
Yeah,
basically keto.
Yeah, but I don't know. Could you eat nuts on keto?
I don't think so.
Says that you can eat like nuts and grains.
And then we also need at some point have to try vegan, which that will for sure be the hardest.
What if we just try it like for a day?
The thing is 2 weeks.
What?
We all agreed to this. 949 Ben Travis, when Rich was on his national show, did he refer to you two as the warm-ups again? I think he has done that in the past. He has done that in the past.
He did.
It was a Mike Harmon show late at night on like a Thursday, and I happened to be listening.
It was right at the start of our show here. It was like in September of last year.
And it was heading into an Aztecs basketball broadcast, which I was doing pregame.
Maybe it was. Oh, that's right. So maybe it was later than that.
Yeah, it was later. But it was heading into an Aztecs basketball broadcast, which I was doing pregame for. And the last words you heard before we jumped in was, I love doing my San Diego show with my warm-ups, Ben and Trav.
Perfect.
And I remember my exact words to Brent Sperry, who was sitting in here, said, F this guy.
Mark that tape.
And we played it the next morning.
Good. Yeah, the warm-up show. Look, well, Rich coming back on Thursday is going to be a big deal, and I feel like we're going to have to do some sort of party.
Tony Kanja also back this week.
Oh my gosh.
Bar Cart Friday may be the biggest Bar Cart Friday ever.
What are we going to do? We're on a diet.
Those 3 hours don't count.
Yeah, no, they don't. You know what? Was there some bonus hours too? Bar Cart Friday, the after party last week got a little crazy.
That was the first time I was legitimately worried for somebody.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Well, we took care of him.
We did. We took care of everything. Everything worked out fine, and we'll do it better this week. We promise. Look, we got to talk more baseball. We got some PGA Tour stuff to talk about. Also, I believe that one of us needs to change our name for $50,000, and I think we should just submit Rich's name since he's not here.
No, I would like the 50 grand.
Okay, well, we'll submit your name. We'll tell you what we're talking about coming up next. And John Schaefer, we'll talk Padres, Big Rich, and Fletch.
Hour 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by AutoZone. Padres had a big-time weekend. They sweep the Texas Rangers at Petco Park. Now they're 52-54 on the season, 5 games back of that final wildcard spot. Today, they're headed out to Colorado for 3 games against the Rockies. Then it's back home for 4 against the Doyers. Around baseball, the trade deadline is tomorrow. While the Padres' plans may have changed with that sweep of the Rangers, you never really know what Preller's cooking up. I would expect some sort of move here in the coming hours. In the NFL, Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, he's officially requested a trade from the team after a meeting with owner Jim Irsay on Jim's bus. The Colts have responded by threatening to put him on the non-football injury list, which would push pause on the running back's contract. In the Women's World Cup, U.S. is going to play against Portugal tonight at midnight in the group stage. Who's staying up? Hit us on the text line, 70470. Start your message with team. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. So get in the zone. It's AutoZone.
Yeah, buddy. Doing it on a Monday. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch here, San Diego Sports 760. Did you say, what was the update that I now have forgotten about? What was in your update?
We had Padres. We had trade deadline. We had the U.S. Women's World Cup.
Oh, the World Cup.
Midnight tonight.
So are you excited about this?
I'm not staying up till midnight tonight.
Nor am I.
Nor am I waking up at midnight to watch and then coming into work.
So a week or so ago, they were. I was talking about. Well, we were talking about the television ratings being off the charts. I mean, people are invested. People want to watch this. People are all about our American soccer team. They're making it hard to watch. They're making it real political.
Yeah, I don't know whose fault that is, but isn't it being played halfway across the world? Like the midnight thing.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the timing. Just some of the players when they're coming speaking out, they're turning a lot of people off here. Just go be like America's team.
Yeah,
that's it.
This isn't new.
No, it's not.
They've kind of done it every World Cup.
Absolutely, but I was just hoping it'd be different this time.
I'm a big fan of separating what's happening off the field from on.
Same.
The art from the artist. Is that the old verbiage?
Same.
And I try not to pay attention to anything else.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're better than me because I've been paying attention, and now I'm like, come on, just go out there and win. Just go out there and win, so I can be pro-American. Let's not do anything else, and I don't care what anybody has to say about anything other than go win. The end.
Like good example, and I hesitate to even bring this up, but I'm a diehard 49ers fan.
Mm-hmm.
I was not a diehard fan of what Colin Kaepernick was doing. I don't think that was respectful to the flag or to people who've served in the military. And I know a lot of people agree with me. A lot of people are on the polar opposite side of me. But there's reasons both ways that make sense. I never stopped being a 49ers fan during that time.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, it's a good call.
I never stopped rooting for Colin Kaepernick to be good on the field.
Yeah, that is a good call. And I agree with that 1,000,000%. And damn it, I will get up at midnight and watch this
now
game.
You owe it to the Team USA. On YouTube, if you want to watch us on YouTube, just type in Big Rich TD Fletch, hit subscribe, and like everything you can. From Damu Rider 619, Padres need to show me more than a 3-game win streak in order to get on board the hype train. Well, today would be number 4.
That's right.
And it's against the Colorado Rockies.
Which
would make you feel really good if you didn't know the history of the San Diego Padres playing at Coors Field.
Well, CJ Cron gone.
That's big.
I mean, that's big news. Look, there haven't been a lot of opportunities where the Padres get to win 4 in a row this season.
This is one of 2.
This is this is not one of 2. They've won 3 in a row several times.
This is
the second time they've swept.
Right. So this is one of 2 after coming off a perfect series.
Yes.
Winning the 4th game.
That is correct. That is correct. Which pretty tall order. I get it. It is the Rockies. but I think they can do it if we stay positive.
There is zero reason they should not win today.
No, that is correct.
Knocking on any fake win we have in this
exactly. John Schaefer from John and Jim, he'll be joining us here in just a few minutes. We'll dig a little deeper on what the Padres need to do, what they're going to do as the trade deadline is literally tomorrow. Will they sell? Will they buy? What the hell's going on? Meanwhile, Subway is offering $50,000 in gift cards if you change your name to Subway.
What was the little asterisk you just put in there?
In gift cards.
Okay.
50,000 in gift cards.
So you're telling me if I were to change my first name,
legally change your name
from Benjamin,
that is correct,
to Subway.
Subway Fletcher.
Doesn't sound terrible. I would get $50,000 in Subway gift cards.
Yes, they would also pay the $750, which is the name change fee, and then some legal stuff that you got to take care of.
You know, I got to be honest. I think I'm down.
Okay. All right. So now this is how it works. You have to submit your name, and then if you're chosen, then you go do the name change. And you get 50 grand worth of Subway.
How much do you think I could sell $50,000 worth of Subway gift cards for?
I mean,
can I make 30 off of that?
I think you could. 30 grand seems doable off $50,000 worth of Subway cards. It's a lot of work, though. I mean, it's a lot that would go into that.
Do you think that there would be any extra stuff like, oh, Subway now wants to do ad campaigns with me?
I do not know the answer to that. I mean, I would think that this entire promotion, them paying you $50,000 in trade. No, I know.
We're already doing exactly what they want.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
We're sheep.
It is. They're getting so much more than 50 grand worth of gift cards, which, by the way, I mean, we're talking 50 grand in gift cards. That's not 50,000 cash. I mean, how much do you think 50 grand in gift cards cost them? $20,000?
Whatever that would just be hard cost of the materials that they'd be giving up.
Right. Well, sandwiches, wherever you buy them. So they're obviously making a profit on sandwiches. I mean, I honestly, if they're paying $25,000 in cash for this ad campaign, it's one of the greatest ad campaigns that's ever happened.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Travis, we should submit all of our names.
I'm going to need you to read my mind.
Okay.
Are you ready to read my mind a little bit?
Cool cut
I'm going to read a comment off the YouTube, and then
okay.
I'm expecting you to sing. From Dom U. Ryder, since Rich has been gone, the Padres are on a hot streak. Just saying. Kelly Clarkson, belt it.
Since you've been gone, I can't breathe for the first time. Since you've been gone, so moving on.
You nailed it.
I mean,
I'm so proud of you.
So good at Kelly Clarkson.
Also, Maria says, good morning, guys. Good morning, Maria.
Hey, good morning, Maria. Happy to have you here. Well, I don't want to think that.
Since Rich has been gone.
Since he's been gone.
They've been winning.
They've been winning for the first time. We got to have Rich back.
I know. I miss the guy.
Yeah, I miss him so much. I miss being a family.
Hey,
I want our family back together.
Rich, can I tell you about cows? How about feet?
Yeah, talk about your feet. Or maybe where'd you stay?
How about luau's?
Yeah, I was Saturday before we went to the Remy. We were driving down. I drove by Rich's house. We drove by the Catamaran Resorts. There was a lot of things. It was like I didn't drive by like his actual house. I don't know his address exactly, so I couldn't do that. But I drove in the neighborhood, at least where I think he lives.
I got a great Rich story about Rich's house. 3 or 4 years ago, before I really had worked with Rich, I just knew him through Aztec stuff. And then when we occasionally would cross each other in the building, because I was always mornings, he was always afternoons, our paths really didn't cross that much. But at a certain point, I really needed a cooler, like an ice chest, because I was going camping in Big Bear. And I was texting everybody on the morning show. No one could do it. Like Costa was out. Judson didn't have one. Darren, who I think was here at the time, Darren just didn't even respond to my text. And so I eventually got to Rich, and he was like, yeah, of course, come by the house today, and I'll meet you out front with it.
Sweet.
I get there. Rich is in short shorts, no shirt, with a long, like, extended hose, good, spraying down the water cooler that he was going to give me. That was filthy, by the way. He gave it to me clean.
I didn't know when you said long, extended hose, water hose, garden
water hose.
Okay,
which he was spraying down the cooler.
Okay.
And Kendall and I pull up at the same, like, we were in the same car, and she was like, oh my God, is that Rich? And I was like, yeah, that's the guy who does afternoons. She's like, he has a massive ass. I was like, yes, he does. And those shorts are really doing it justice. And from that day forward, Kendall's kind of been in love with Rich.
Yeah, well, it happens, man. Once you see that badonkadonk, you get mesmerized. Was the ice chest massive?
It was pretty big.
Yeah.
It was like one of those big igloo ones.
Yeah, he's brought a couple ice chests in at a couple different times, and they've always been ginormous, which fits with the size of Rich's ass, I suppose. We're going to be talking with John Schaefer here coming up in mere moments about the Padres. Padres, who we mentioned it, only the second time this season to do it. They swept. They swept the Rangers, and man, oh man, Mary Schmanchez, codename Scorpio, hits 2 solo home runs yesterday. Blake Snell didn't allow any earned runs in 5 innings. And the Padres held to beat the Rangers 5-3. Joining us right now, you hear him every single day here on San Diego Sports 760, 3 to 6. You see him on the wrap-up show nearly every single day on his YouTube channel. John Schaefer, everybody.
What's going on, guys? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, the Padres. I mean, are things turning around?
John's too good to be on our YouTube channel, by the way.
Well, that's fine.
It has to be on the wrap-up show.
Oh, well, maybe his camera only works in the evening.
Yeah, well, the thing is, if I was on camera, I'm outside. Because if I was on camera, you'd see my 4-year-old son, like, running around like a maniac. So
you guys are outside running around at 7-Eleven?
He would be running around if I was on camera.
Oh,
right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, he would be. So I stepped outside. But have they turned it around? I mean, that's a very tough question because we've seen them at times, look like one of the better teams in baseball, and we've seen them also lose series to not good teams like Pittsburgh or Kansas City or the Washington Nationals. So, I mean, this is the right time to be doing it, theoretically. I think they've basically, at this point, forced the hand of Peter Seidler and AJ Preller. And by the way, it's the hand I think they want to play, which is not selling off pieces. And I think they want to go for it in 2023. But, I mean, there's real work to be done. They're definitely playing better. This series against Colorado, a team that's already traded off some parts, is an important one that they absolutely need to win if they want to continue on this trajectory. But time will tell if they turn the season around.
John, I think a huge part of this series against the Rangers, both the success and then at the end, kind of a gut-wrenching twist, was Ha-Seong Kim. Like, over the last 10 games, he's been one of the better players in all of baseball, not just the Padres. And AJ Cassavell put out on Twitter last night that the Padres' best player probably all season long just slid into home base or home plate and injured his shoulder. Now, we don't know how serious the Ha-Seong Kim deal is yet, but if it's even a few games here, that's pretty big news for the Padres.
No doubt. Yeah, he's been one of their more valuable players. And truthfully, when you start looking at the analytics and some of the advanced stats or even a WAR stat, he's been one of the better players in baseball all season long. But you're right. In July, he's been outstanding. His OPS on base plus slugging is over 1,000 in July, which is truly incredible. I think since they've kind of inserted him into the everyday leadoff spot, it's really had a big impact on the Padres offense overall. If it's a day or so, such as life, it's a long season, and obviously you want him to get healthy, and hopefully it's not more than something like a game or two, because it's a good point. I think if he misses 3, 4, 5 more games, that's a big change, and then hopefully he looks like the exact same player when he comes back. So cross your fingers. I mean, maybe he'd be in the lineup tonight against Colorado. Maybe they'll be cautious with it. I don't know the full extent. I don't know if anyone does, but if he does miss time, hopefully it's a short period of time because he's been instrumental.
Yeah, no doubt. John, we're talking about the trade deadline. We're talking about the Padres probably turn things around enough, at least at the moment, to show AJ Preller that he shouldn't sell, that they should buy. Who the hell are they buying?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I think what Preller, obviously, the fact that he's been quiet to this point tells you what I think we've kind of known, which is he's not going to make a move until he has like all of the data, so to speak. Because if they would have lost that series to the Rangers, he could have very well sold. I mean, it comes down to one series. It could potentially come down to a game or two. I don't know if he needs to know the result of tonight's game to pull the trigger or not. My guess would be not, because you're down to literally one final game. But in terms of what they're looking to add, I think it's debatable. Obviously, a lot of writers have been, opining on this, so to speak. I think they could use a starter because Michael Wacha has missed some time here in the second half of the year. Seth Lugo could run up on an innings limit. So maybe a back end starter. I think they could absolutely use a DH to bolster their offense. You can always use relief help, although their bullpen has been really good with Josh Hader at the back of it. Steven Wilson and Robert Suarez, who's been effective since coming back. So I look at, a starter. You could certainly upgrade in center field because Trent Grisham's been an issue, really constantly. First base with Jake Cronenworth, but they gave him a lot of money. So that, there's some room for upgrade. The bench has been really soft for the Padres. They don't have a good bench. So they don't have the depth that they might require to make a postseason run. So we'll see. We shall see.
John, I know that the Texas Rangers, that series, has everybody feeling really good inside and really happy and positive about this team. But it doesn't really change the fact that Josh Hader and Blake Snell at the end of this season are going to be gone most likely, and you're not getting anything back for them. Again, most likely. Who knows if AJ Preller and Peter Seidler pull something out of their hat to keep one of them. I just don't see that happening with the money already owed around the rest of the team. Do you think that there is still a slight chance that AJ Preller might get blown away by an offer for either Snell or Hader? I would say most likely Hader at this point, and something still happens here.
I'd be surprised. I really would at this point, because I think what you do when you do something like that, even if you are blown away, is you're really impacting the complexion of the roster and the clubhouse. More the clubhouse. Obviously, you're impacting the roster, but it's more the dynamic. And at this point, it appears as if they're pulling on the same rope, right? They played really well in July. Their winning percentage is better than 600. In July, maybe in the 625 range. It was over 600 heading into yesterday. So, unless you were returning major league parts for that major league player as part of the haul, it's hard for me to envision it, especially when you go back a year ago and Josh Hader was traded from the Milwaukee Brewers, who were in playoff positioning. I think they might have been in first place in the NL Central at the time, and it really caused like a rift in the Brewers clubhouse where Devin Williams, the eighth inning setup guy, said, "How could you trade the closer? Are you really trying to win?" I'm paraphrasing, and there were other issues with Milwaukee. So I'd be surprised. I don't think it's the path that they want to go down. I thought it was a prudent path 3 or 4 days ago. I think it's hard to envision that they would agree with that. I still make decisions based on 100 games of evidence as opposed to 3 games of evidence, but I'd be surprised with what they've invested in this team and the way they've drawn at Petco Park if they end up selling either of those 2 players off.
I agree with you, but it doesn't change the fact that there are some serious issues with this team in terms of roster construction, specifically like the middle part of the bullpen and your entire bench are both pretty brutally awful. And you need some pieces that Kevin Acee loves to say the term efficiently or cost efficient, but effective. And so they don't have that right now. And at the end of the season, this doesn't change if you keep on Josh Hader and Blake Snell.
Well, and this is what I would say. Okay, so if you keep both Hader and Snell, you basically say, we're betting on making the postseason, right? Because if you keep those players and then lose them, to your point, you don't really get anything in return. There's some compensatory draft picks, but that's not a reason to hold a player. So I think it makes their intention pretty clear, and you'll hear it from AJ Preller in the hours that follow the trade deadline. Regardless, he's going to say that they're going for it, right? No matter what happens, he's going to say that they are going for it. So I understand keeping Josh Hader and Blake Snell if you think you've put yourself in the position to make the postseason, but it's like a game of high stakes poker. By holding on to them, if you don't make the postseason, then the indecision, so to speak, will be judged even to a greater degree. So he's doubling down on a hand that's already costing you a lot of money. This is as big of a hand as the Padres have ever played. So that's the decision they need to make. This is no easy path. This will take until late September to get into the postseason would be my guess. Regardless of what they do here at the deadline, they have a lot of good baseball they need to play in front of them to get in, but they're probably asking themselves the pros and the cons and trying to weigh them. And here's the other outside. The other point that we should consider is the idea that they try to extend one of these 2 players. I don't know if that's realistic or not. When you look at their payroll heading into 2023, it's something I'm sure they've at least kicked the tires on. Blake Snell and or Josh Hader. There's no scenario where both would be extended in my mind, but is there a possibility one could be extended? It's at least something to consider.
We're talking with our very own John Schaefer here. You hear him every day, 3 to 6. And John, they got the Rockies the next 3 games. Then they got the Dodgers at home.
Yeah.
What does the record have to be here in these next 6 games in order for it to be a success?
Well, I wouldn't even, at this point, it's like, I don't know if it's down the stretch they come. It reminds me a little bit of the 2020 pandemic season, which was only 60 games.
Mm-hmm.
And our premise that year was like, you got to have your foot on the gas constantly because it's such a short period of time. And now we're even under 60 games, although not significantly under, maybe 56 or I forget the number now, 55 or 54. What's the record? Someone look up the record.
52 and 54.
52 and 54, so they've got 56 games left. So we're shorter than the 2020 pandemic season. I mean, I'm not even looking at it in 6-game increments. It's just every series.
Yeah.
Oh, my apologies. I'm outside, and someone said I need to quiet down because people are sleeping.
What?
We're at 7:20.
People are sleeping.
Damn show.
It's 7:20. So do they not know who you are? I don't know. Am I allowed to announce this? The San Diego Union Tribune came out with their best of list. Have you seen this, John Schaefer?
I have not seen it.
Okay, I'm
assuming if you're saying something about it, we didn't win anything.
No, come on now.
Is it out? Like
it's out. The winners now for 2023 are out, and I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna tell John Schaefer right now for talk radio, John and Jim. For sports talk radio,
Dude,
John and
bury
Jim.
the lead.
For
You
radio
bury the lead
drive
like that? You want to talk about Blake Snell and Josh Hader, and you're burying the lead? Nobody cares about that.
Listen. I teased it. I wanted people to hang on. Yeah, breaking news. Best radio drive time show, John and Jim. Best sports talk radios, John and Jim. Talk radio in general, John and Jim. Best radio station, San Diego Sports 760. Best radio morning show in San Diego, Beto Perez on Jam at 95.7. So
Wow.
pretty good.
As it should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
look at that.
So, yeah, how about that?
John, tell your neighbor who's telling you to be quiet. Just shout loudly at him all your problems with what's going on with college football right now.
Right. I mean, I wasn't exactly screaming, was I? I mean, I'm not like partying.
No, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that at all.
Tell him about Ken Palm.
Well, okay. What was our last question? And I thank you for sharing that on air, TV. I had absolutely no idea. So that's cool. That's really cool.
Jim's not awake yet, so the Twitter rain can't come.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Beto, who works so hard in the morning to produce quality content.
Absolutely. The question was, I said 6 games. It's actually 7 games. It's a 4-game series with the Dodgers. So what do they got to do?
I'm not looking at. I mean, I don't think they have to do anything, to be honest. I just think they can't. I said it last night, I think, on the wrap-up show. Like, I was thinking about this yesterday, and then I kind of recalibrated. I was thinking yesterday, I'm like, can they lose? Can they have another 3-game losing streak this season and make the postseason? And the more I thought of it, I'm like, you know what? They could probably do it about one time. And beyond that, they got to play really good baseball, I would say, for those last 56 games. I mean, they're going to have to play really good baseball. It's not just about the next 6 or 7. I mean, even if they go 5-2 in their next 7 games, it's not like they can afford to go 2-5 in the 7 that follows. So it's about playing 600 baseball essentially from here on out and seeing where the chips fall. You know, if you can win 6 and 10 on average, you'll put yourself in a really good position and, put some pressure on teams in front of you. But they have work to do, but they're capable of doing it based on what we've seen here recently, at least in the month of July.
John Schaefer, award winner. I mean, really the best there is in San Diego. The votes prove it. You can hear him every day here, 3 to 6, including today. Make sure you tune in. I don't know if you're talking about anything other than your awards today. I don't know if there's anything else to talk about.
It's an award show. Yeah, it's basically an award show. And we'll talk about me getting evicted from my place.
And take a bow and double bird your neighbor right now.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, appreciate you coming on, John. You're the best, man.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, dude. Look, John Schaefer is the best. The San Diego Union Tribune proves it. The votes are in, and they are the best of in 4 of 6 categories. So
I'm glad he didn't know that coming into the interview.
Yeah,
because he probably wouldn't have done the interview.
Exactly.
Wait, so go through those one more. Oh no,
we'll do it after the break. Yeah, and we also got to play some That's Bunkman for. Are we doing Offspring tickets?
Yes.
So we need a caller, 844-570-1360 on the line right now. If you want to play That's Bunkman's coming up next.
This update is presented by AutoZone. We're going to begin here with the Padres, who had a nice weekend. They sweep the Texas Rangers at Petco Park. They're now 52-54 on the year, 5 games back of that final wild card spot. Today, they're headed to Colorado for 3 games against the Rockies before they come back home for 4 of them against the Doyers in a big series at Petco Park. In the NFL, Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, he's officially requested a trade from the team after meeting with owner Jim Irsay. The Colts have responded by threatening to put him on the non-football injury list, which could push pause on the running back's contract for a season. In the Women's World Cup, the U.S. is going to play against Portugal at midnight tonight in the group stage. Trav is already committed to staying up and watching that full match.
Because I'm proud to be an American.
You're damn right you are. Around baseball trade deadlines tomorrow, while the Padres' plans might have changed with that sweep of the Rangers, you never really know what AJ is cooking up in that dungeon of his. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. So get in the zone. It's AutoZone.
Big Rich, CD, and Fletch on a Monday here, San Diego Sports 760, the world's best radio station, as proven by the San Diego Union Tribune. You can mark it. It's done. We have this Offspring song in our system.
Song is awesome.
Wow. I mean, this is a rando for sure.
I forgot about this one. I know this one too.
Yeah. No. Yeah. This is. I feel like this is. I mean, later Offspring for sure. Yeah, dude, I'm down. I'm down with the Offspring, and in fact, we are going to be giving away tickets here right now as we play a little game show we like to call That's a Bunk Man. We have a caller on the line here. I don't know the caller's name. Hang on. We're working things out. There we go. We got the game show music. Now we got the caller on the line, and the caller is Brandon. How are you, Brandon?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. You want to win yourself a pair of Offspring tickets? They're going to be at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater next Tuesday. Does that sound good?
That sounds awesome.
Right on. Yeehaw! Indeed. Little game called That's Bunk Man. I'm sure you know how it works, but I will explain the rules just for legal purposes. We're going to read a statement to you. You tell us whether or not that statement is true or if it is, in fact, Bunk Man. If you get 3 out of 5 right, you win.
Sounds good.
Okay, sounds good. We'll kick things off here. I will give you the first one. This is Travis, by the way. Here it is. Here's my first statement. Archie Manning's baseball card sold for $103,000. I once paid $150 for an Operation Desert Storm hero card of General Norman Schwarzkopf. Is that true, or is that bunk, man?
Let's say that's bunk, man.
Oh, no, that's incorrect. I did do that. I was probably 18 years old.
There were about 9 words in there that I didn't know what any of them meant.
Operation Desert Storm. That was the first war in 91.
General Norman Schwarzkopf.
Yeah, Norman Schwarzkopf. I thought it was going to be some sort of like collector's item, so I purchased it for $150. I still have it. I think it's worth between $4 and $6.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Brandon, I'll go next here. This actually is a story from this weekend. While driving my new truck to Coronado, we were going to go for a little beach day. I choked while taking a pill and puked all over my door. Is that true, or is that bunk, man?
I'll also say that's bunk.
Yeah, all right.
The story is true.
Nicely done.
The subject of the story is bunk. It was not me.
It was not me.
That's correct.
That's what it says here on the grid, Brandon. All right, so you're 1-1, man. You got to get 2 here, and you win. Here is your third statement from me. I once fell asleep at work while working overnights at a radio station, and a disgruntled employee came in and stole a bunch of the computers while I was snoozing on the couch. Is that true, or is that bunk, man?
I'll also say that's bunk, man.
Oh, no, that
Wow.
actually happened. Yeah, I was working overnights. I had the flu. I mean, I will say I was sick. I tried to call out, and my boss said, nah, you have to come in. There's nobody else. just go ahead and sleep on the couch because you don't do anything for 15 minutes at a time. So I would set an alarm for every like 14 and a half minutes to get up and press one button at 2:00 in the morning. And apparently while I was asleep, that same boss that told me to come in and sleep came in. He was fired. His key card still opened the door. He stole all of his computers out of his office and several others around the office. It was not good. It was also my last day there. Whoops. So yeah, that was
moral of the story. That's a true story.
The moral of the story is never listen to your boss.
Got
ever.
it.
Yeah.
Here you go, Brandon. You need this to stay alive. So in 2016, I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Every year they had a Spring Stampede concert. In 2016, The Offspring was the headliner, and I was front row.
I'm going to say that's bunk also.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Still in the game.
Do you know who was actually the headliner?
Who was the headliner?
T-Pain.
What?
Oh,
You
it
saw
was the
T-Pain?
sickest concert ever. I saw
Wow.
T-Pain for free.
Wow. Unbelievable. I saw Flo Rida. I was exhausted after that
It's
concert.
pronounced Florida.
Yeah, it is. At Florida Georgia Line, I believe.
This is it.
This is it. This is it. You got to get this one right, Brandon, if you want to win those tickets. Here is your final statement. I was in a Little Caesars commercial where I played a dad looking through a telescope at the moon, and the moon spoke these words once I spotted his face. Pizza time! Is that true, or is that bunk man?
Let's stay consistent saying that's bunk, man.
I think we have a winner. He did it. Unbelievable. Brandon, congratulations, man. You won yourself a pair of tickets to see The Offspring next Tuesday at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. For tickets and info, people can go to Ticketmaster.com. But you, Brandon, you will be there. Nicely played, by the way, because it is harder for us to come up with true statements, so we have a lot of bunk statements. That was a genius move by Brandon. Nicely done, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hang on the line. Ben will get your info, and then we'll get you
Let's
those
go,
tickets.
Brandon.
Yeah, let's go, Brandon. That's how we do that here. There's a lot of people who are going to be upset at us. Fine, it happens. It was a phrase that was used. Oh, mustache. Yeah. No one's singing with me today because Ben's on the phone. It's cool. It's fine. The Offspring. There we go.
Your mustache. Say the word mustache. A mustache. A mustache. Now we hold and said mustache. A mustache. A mustache. If we only got a mustache.
Wow. Unbelievable. That felt real good. Real good. Man, yeah, we were talking with John Schaefer just last segment about the Padres and what they need to do, what they should do, what they're going to do. And there's a lot of unknowns still right now. There's a lot of things up in the air. There's a lot of questions that will be answered in the next, about 30 hours, I suppose, as we lock this thing down here, as the trade deadline is tomorrow. Will the Padres be buyers? Will they be sellers? All signs point to they may buy a few here to stack up the team a little bit more. It looks like AJ Preller is going to go riverboat gambler and shove all the chips right in the middle of the table.
You know what? At this point, I'm down.
Same.
Let's see what you got. Like, logic doesn't work anymore. Logically, for the last 2 months, I've been saying logically at the trade deadline, you should probably move some pieces because you're not going to get anything back.
Right.
Like, and if you still think with that logical brain, it does make more sense to move either Josh Hader or Blake Snell. But if you think in the fun brain, if you think in the go for a World Series,
I like the fun brain.
Joe Musgrove was 100% right in what he said last week. If we get to the point where we're 1 or 2 games out, you're going to want Josh Hader and Blake Snell on the team. And I think that's accurate. But if you do this, it better work.
Yeah, I agree.
It can't just be a sneak into the postseason and get knocked down in the wild card round. It better work as in you got to get far in the postseason.
But as a fan, even if it didn't work, would you be upset?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
I
If
don't
you're
think I
ruining
would.
the chances at next year, yes.
Well, if you're ruining the chances of next year, I guess. But at the same time, if you're looking at this team and the players on this team, even though they have not performed great, although July was a bit of an uptick,
July was a good month.
There was a bit of a slide in there, but they have changed things up here. And I do honestly feel, like we spoke about this in the 6 o'clock hour, I feel like the Padres were a bit of a different team over these past 3 days. Something changed somewhere. And I think the fan base needed this. I think the team needed this. This sweep of the Rangers could not have come at a better time. And look, we say that it couldn't have come at a better time. It had to happen or the team gets pulled apart.
Did you see
really, it did.
Manny Machado got a little testy with Kevin Acee again over the weekend?
You know what? I didn't see this.
It was Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And it was after a really good win by the Padres. And Kevin brought up, he said, does it feel good knowing that you're kind of in a place of desperation right now and you guys came out and performed? And Manny immediately fought back on that word desperation.
Oh.
And said, we're not desperate. Like, we need to win games. We need to be better, but no one's desperate here. Like, we know that we're good enough to do this.
Yeah. I mean,
it was snappy Manny, which he's done a few times this year.
I don't like it when he does it to our guy, Kevin Acee.
Because Kevin's our best friend in the whole world.
He is our best friend in the whole wide world. And Manny, we have to take Kevin's side on this no matter what.
Oh, I'm Team Kevin.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you know what? I mean, honestly, okay, maybe it's not desperation, but there's some serious urgency here.
Kevin said nothing wrong. Like, I was listening to that soundbite while I was in bed, and Kendall was like, who is that guy? And I was like, oh, that's Manny Machado. He kind of sounds like a jerk. And I was like, I mean, he's doing his thing. He's defending his team. But yeah, I guess I could see that.
And it's like twice a month, Manny. He's moody. It's Moody Manny. That's all. It's Moody Manny. And it happens. And not trying to make excuses for the guy, but
keep Kevin's name out your mouth.
Yeah, you keep Kevin's name out your mouth, Manny Machado. That's how we do things.
We'll talk to Kevin on Wednesday at 8:30.
We will
from Colorado
after the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So,
now Kev will be on the D. Smith show today doing a little trade deadline preview.
Nice.
And then we will have Kevin after the trade deadline to do a little trade deadline recap.
Sloppy seconds.
For years we had Kev on Mondays in the mornings.
Yeah.
Like pretty much the entire time we've been working with Kevin Acee, we've had him on Monday mornings.
Until I arrived.
Yeah, Darren boxed us out this year. He got to him first.
Wow, that's sad.
But we will have Brady Hoke Mondays.
Cool. I'm down with that. No, I'm excited about that. Aztec football is what?
26.
About 26 days away? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? 26 days. That's incredible. NFL football, the Hall of Fame game.
Like 2 days.
3 days away.
3 days.
3 days away. Rich comes back either that day or the day before. It hasn't been confirmed. If he comes back that day, what a day that's going to be.
Well, here's the beauty of this. This is why we did it, by the way, that we stacked our vacations like this. Because now for the full football season, pretty much all the way into Aztecs basketball season,
we're locked in.
We're here.
Yeah, we are locked in. Beto Perez, by the way, best morning show in San Diego.
I knew I should have kneecapped him.
So if you want to hear him, he's on jamming.
Dude,
do you think we could have him on the show?
No.
Why?
He's dead to me now.
Why? I feel like we should.
For years, I talked about needing to kneecap Cookie Chainsaw Randall. Because he kept winning all these awards. I just know him as Chainsaw or Saw. But now Beto's going to start winning all these awards.
Beto, I mean, is the man.
I know.
He's got his own beer. We don't have our own beer.
I really like Beto.
I
also
Beto.
really love Chainsaw.
Oh, I love Cheney as well. He's a legend.
Man. I did tell him multiple times I was going to poison him.
Good. $1.4 million. That wouldn't be a bad weekend. We'll explain coming up next. How about winning $1.4 million? That sounds pretty good. We'll tell you who did it coming up next. Yeah. Yeah. Let this one breathe just a little bit. Let this one play out just a little bit. Get the funk. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good jam right there. Love Roller Coaster, as covered by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but these guys are the original, the Ohio Players. They're going to be live at Viejas Casino and Resort. That's going to be a hell of a show. I mean, that's going to be one of the jam sesh kind of shows that you go to and just feel the groove. But the pioneers of street funk and underground R&B at the best concert venue in San Diego is Viejas Arena. Viejas Casino and Resort, that is. So win a pair of tickets to this electrifying performance that'll have you on your feet dancing all night long. Visit viejas.com for more info there. But Viejas Casino and Resort, we're going to have a pair of tickets to the Ohio Players we're giving away here shortly, which I feel like I confused myself in that entire read.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah. I mean,
Dennis Lynn
right.
has a new article out in The Athletic talking about a few things. He does report that Ha-Seong Kim is now considered day-to-day after jamming his right shoulder sliding into home plate on a sac fly. Initial test did not reveal any dislocation or other structural damage, and Kim was hopeful he would return to the lineup soon, though perhaps not as soon as today's series opener at Coors Field against the lowly Rockies.
Okay. Day-to-day.
Yeah, he
Day
also
by
got
day.
into some of the trade deadline stuff, saying that this series against the Rangers offers a little bit of clarity for the Padres front office and what they're going to do. I'm assuming that means, reading between the lines, no one's leaving.
That's
no one
great.
big is leaving.
I like this. This makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, this is how I hoped things would go. I didn't want them to ever trade Blake Snell or Josh Hader. It just still, logic creeps into my mind and thinks that maybe they should move on from one of them.
True logic.
I know, you're right.
I mean, look, crazier things have happened in sports. And that's it, man. I mean, just think of the storyline that's being set up here. And there's so many fantastic storylines in sports.
Yeah, I mean, you could go back and quote a bunch of national writers saying this is the biggest financial disaster in the history of Major League Baseball.
Bring it. Bring
if they
all
go
those
on to win the World Series, you could just tell Bob Nightingale where he can shove it.
You know what? I mean, in that Padre locker room, they should print out every single one of those headlines and just paste them on the walls.
Ken Rosenthal, organizational malpractice.
Bring it.
John Heyman having Juan Soto as a 10% chance to be traded.
Bring it. Yo, that's right.
Juan Soto was never going anywhere.
No, but good Lord. But here's the thing. People want him. So they they put that out in the atmosphere. They put that out in the cosmos to try to get that thing to move forward. But no, he wasn't going anywhere. And as he shouldn't. In fact, Man, I'd love to see him as a Padre for a long, long time. I'm just looking here at Joe Burrow, who was the injury that he received on his calf last Friday. Yeah, apparently going to be out several weeks with a strained calf.
Several weeks is not a strained calf.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Sorry, I had something in my throat.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Same thing. Several weeks on a strained calf. That doesn't sound correct. However, maybe it is, and they're just being overly cautious on it.
The overly cautious thing would be he's really fine, but they're going to hold him out till the start of the season, which he doesn't need preseason work.
Correct.
Joe Burrow doesn't, so
Correct.
maybe that's their plan.
Yeah, we're gonna
still. If you're a Bengals fan, gulp.
Exactly correct. So, I mean, look, again, we talked about this earlier about having healthy quarterbacks out on the field. Joe Burrow playing in the NFL is much better for the NFL.
Well, and the thing about strains, especially muscle strains in your lower body and your legs, like hammy strains, calf strains, a lot of those have a habit of happening over and over again.
Right. That's not good news there at all, but we'll see. We'll wait and see what happens.
$1.4 million. That was the tease.
$1.4 million. Lee Hodges won his first PGA Tour title. He was dominant, man. From wire to wire, the 3M Open, which you tried to poo-hoo it a little bit. We were like, I mean, on the grand scheme of things.
I'm just saying, like, you have your 4 majors, then you have 5 or 6 other tournaments that are huge. The 3M Open is really one of the smaller ones on tour.
That's fine.
But that's awesome for him. Awesome for his family.
1.4 mil. That's before any sort of endorsement deal. So, there's going to be some things tacked onto that. He's going to make himself a couple $1,000,000 by winning the golf tournament. I mean, I think we could do it.
Yeah, we probably should have tried really hard when we were like 6 years old to be professional golfers.
We have time now.
No, we don't.
Are you sure?
Positive. I've seen all 3 of us swing a golf club.
I can barely do it. It's almost too difficult of a task to even accomplish.
One word I would use to describe your swing: adorable.
Adorable. Really? It's adorable.
I'll bet you losing some weight might free you up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's correct. However,
a little more mobility.
I mean, like John Daly's bigger than me.
Yeah, but his weight is distributed differently. You're kind of like an oil drum, where John Bailey just kind of had a really big belly. So, but his back, John Daly has one of the most flexible backs of any human being on the planet. Like the way he's able to get the club head basically all the way around to his other cheek, it's ridiculous. And your club head just kind of goes from one part of you to here.
That seems like a lot. It seems like a lot of movement when I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's not. So I don't. Maybe losing some weight.
You're saying it's less movement than you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
For real?
And yeah, Rich has the most movement. I will say that he can really twist.
So, okay. I feel like my body twists almost all the way around. No? Why are you sipping on your coffee and not answering?
I don't want to say anything that would hurt anyone's feelings. I am saying, like, now that we're losing some weight, maybe it'll change things.
You know who said some things that hurt some people's feelings?
Who's that?
Sean Payton.
Yeah, he did.
He did hurt some feelings. And Aaron Rodgers fired back. We're going to be talking with Kyle Newman from the Denver Post about what Sean Payton said and should he have said it. That's coming up next hour. Also, we got to do a little NFL roundup right at the start of the 8 o'clock. Big news in the NFL. We'll get to all of it coming up next.
It's hour number 3, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by AutoZone. We're going to start off here with the Padres. Big weekend for them. They sweep the Texas Rangers at Petco Park. Now they're 52-54 on the year. 5 games back of that final wild card spot. 3 games ahead of them for them to get past, who all actually start series with each other today. Today, they're heading to Colorado for a 3-game series against the Rockies. Then it's back home for 4 with the Dodgers. Around baseball, the trade deadline tomorrow. While the Padres' plans may have changed with that sweep of the Rangers, you never really know what AJ's doing. Maybe something's going to come down today or tomorrow. In the NFL, Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, he's officially requested a trade from the team after meeting with owner Jim Irsay. And in the Women's World Cup, the U.S. is going to play against Portugal tonight at midnight in the group stage. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. It's AutoZone.
Making it happen. Making it happen, San Diego. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch minus Big Rich. He will be back. Yeah, Rich will be back with us later this week. Could be Wednesday. Might be Thursday. I feel like I'm 60% Thursday. Either way, it's going to be magic when he returns. Also, SDCCU is collecting school supplies to help students in need. You can help us stuff the bus, donate or round up purchases at any Jersey Mike Subs location in the county, or visit sdccu.com/donate if you'd like to put a couple bucks towards that. Good thing, good thing. Kyle Newman from the Denver Post going to be joining us in a few minutes here to talk about Sean Payton's latest drunken bong fest, which is great. We're good with that. But no, we're gonna be chatting with him, seeing what's going on there.
Before we get to the horns,
okay. Yep.
A text came in that I actually used in this last update. It's a great text, and I went and fact checked it. It's all true. 619. The 6 teams in front of us for the wild card, they all start a series against each other today. D-backs versus Giants, Marlins versus Phillies, Cubs versus Red. Padres need to win. Let's go, baby. Let's be positive.
Yes.
Like, that's a really good thing for multiple reasons. Someone's got to win each of those games. Someone also has to lose.
That's fantastic.
Games. That means you're making up ground one way or another.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, as long as you're winning.
As long as the Padres are winning.
As long as the Padres are winning, you're making up ground. Dude, I mean, look, 5 games back, all of a sudden, when you're looking at what the scenario is in front of them, they got a good shot at this.
You're doing the thing.
I know.
You're too high. You're too high right
you're
now.
right. You're right. I'm Sean Payton. with 16-year-olds. I'm just way too high.
You're too high right now. But that's okay. No, this team I think this weekend gave everyone a little bit of hope, including Don Orsillo, who the last words he said on the broadcast yesterday before tossing the commercial break were, has something turned around.
Yeah. I mean, I hope so.
If Donnie's excited, I'm excited.
It's a next level fit guy summer, and something has turned around. You came in and popped the top about halfway up. And
Should I show the camera?
Yeah. You've lost some weight, man. You're shedding pounds here. Gosh, Brian Long would be so proud of you. He'd be so excited. Did you just show him your butt? Wow. Nicely done. Hey, check out this headline, by the way. This is in the New York Post on Friday. My butt is so big it breaks toilet seats.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really not that big. It's a woman who works out a lot and focuses only on her butt. And I think Ornberger would get her.
Wait, what does that mean?
I mean, like on butt size.
His butt's bigger?
Yes. I didn't mean that at all. Cue the damn horns.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Thank you. Yes. Football is back this week, man. Unbelievable. The Hall of Fame game, even though it is going to be kind of a nothing burger of a game, it's football.
Will Eric Hosmer be an all-star this season?
We don't know. I'm going to say no.
Probably not.
Probably not. Look, man, I am stoked that we are literally days away from NFL being back on TV.
Let's see some people. Hit some people.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. I'm going to have to download the Fox app, though, because DirecTV's still no deal there with Fox. So if there's a game on Fox, I'm not watching it.
Here's my whole opinion on the TV deals and rights and everything. If you're going to make it difficult on me, I'm just going to steal.
That's just it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you could do. Not like if you're going to make it difficult on me, I'm not going to purchase your product ever again.
Well,
I'm just going to steal it from someone.
Last year, I paid for Red Zone via the YouTube TV app. And you know what? I had a great year. Never had to worry about it once. It's kind of pricey.
Okay.
Like, it is pricey because it's $10 extra on top of whatever you're paying for YouTube TV. Like, I don't know that I necessarily want to do that again. And now the NFL is making it tricky to even find Red Zone or the Sunday package, you know?
Whatever it is. Are we not allowed to say what the Sunday package is? Is there some sort of rights deal on that?
NFL Sunday ticket. There's there's no problem with
I didn't know if there was some like Super Bowl rule. You're not allowed to say it. But man, a lot of things happen around the NFL. The Rams running back, Sony Michel, he retires at 28 years old. That was kind of out of nowhere.
Running back position is a tough place to be right now, especially if you're not a starter. Like, you think the starters are getting screwed with their paychecks? Guys like Sony Michel, who've bounced around the league a little bit.
Right.
He'd be making like $1.2 million this year.
Yeah, and it's just that of, hey, could I make $500,000 doing broadcast somewhere and not beat the hell out of myself?
Well, yeah, and a guy like Sony Michel, he's literally just a wrecking ball. It's literally get 2 yards, but put your head down and get hit 9 times while you do it.
Right, exactly right. And had a great few years there. And he's, been on the decline, but kind of out of nowhere there. As Sony Michel says, see you later. Now Royce Freeman has agreed to terms with the Rams.
Look, if the Rams can pull something out of Royce Freeman, he'll be a good addition. Coming out of college, he was one of the top running back prospects we've had in a long time. Hasn't really done anything at the major or at the NFL level. He was with the now Commanders. At the time, it was a different name to start his career. Never really showed anything huge.
Right. But, yeah, maybe they do get something out of him, and that doesn't cost him a lot of money because that's, again, the storyline with the running back position of can
someone's out there.
Yeah, somebody's out there. They can give you a little bit of work for not a lot of cash. This next one, this is crazy, and you have the whole timeline on this thing. Jonathan Taylor has requested a trade from the Colts, and the Colts said, all right, you know what? You want to do that? We'll just go ahead and sit you down.
So we went through the whole timeline of it earlier. This time I want to go through the running back landscape of this offseason. And we just went through 3 names right there that all have issues. But think about all this. Jonathan Taylor, he requested a trade. Okay, Joe Mixon, he took a pay cut to stay on his team. Saquon Barkley, franchise tag, no long-term deal. Ezekiel Elliott, released by the Cowboys. Austin Eckler requested a trade from the Chargers.
Wow.
Aaron Jones took a pay cut from the Packers to stay with the team. Josh Jacobs, franchise tag, no long-term deal. Doesn't know if he's going to play this year. Dalvin Cook, released by the Vikings.
Wow.
Yet to be signed.
Wow.
The landscape of the running back position in the NFL, those are big names that I just read off. All of them having negative offseasons.
Yeah, no doubt. Dalvin Cook visited with the Jets yesterday.
Yeah, this weekend.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
It sure feels like it.
It's going to happen.
Okay, so Dalvin Cook becomes a Jet.
You know why that's going to happen?
Well, Jets are what? Now the third? Are they the second best team in the AFC?
They're the second best team in their division still, I got to think. I still think the Bills are better.
Well, that's how I feel as well. But are they better than the Bengals? I don't think they're better than the Chiefs. And I don't think they're better than the Chiefs because of the X factor of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
I think you always have that.
I think I'd put Chiefs, Bills, Bengals all above them, depending on Joe Burrow's health.
I agree. So, but I still, as the Jets sit right now, I probably have them 4th in the AFC.
And you know what? Roster-wise, I'd have the Chargers ahead of them. Now, do I think the Chargers are going to be a better team? No.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I think the Chargers have a good enough roster to win the Super Bowl this year, and I doubt they make the playoffs. That is my honest opinion about the Chargers.
That's crazy.
Which is those exact words have been said about the Chargers for about 25 years.
That is very true. That is very true as well. But the Jets themselves, I mean, if I was just looking at this team and I thought, well, they're probably top 5 team in the AFC, maybe sitting at number 4 if you add Dalvin Cook. They do get a lot better, but I don't think it moves them up any further than 4. I think you still have the Bengals ahead of them. I think you still have the Bills ahead of them. You still have the Chiefs ahead of them.
It helps a lot, and we'll see how everything falls. But having Dalvin Cook, who's pretty much plug and play 1,000-yard running back,
oh my gosh,
that adds a lot. And the reason I think it's going to happen is because it feels like that's why Aaron Rodgers took the pay cut he took.
I agree.
I think because the timing is just too coincidental. Yep. It's like one day Aaron Rodgers takes a $35 million pay cut. The next day, Dalvin Cook's visiting the Jets.
Right.
It's going to happen.
Right. Which I'm all in for. I mean, I am all completely in for. Jimmy Graham, by the way, a Saint again. He is back with the Saints and apparently wants to retire there. So maybe only a year left with Jimmy Graham and that's it. But but that's what he's looking to do. The narrative with Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos and Aaron Rodgers over in the Jets is getting a little thick. So last week, Sean Payton calls out not just Nathaniel Hackett, the former Denver Bronco head coach, the now offensive coordinator for the Jets, and Aaron Rodgers, calls out him on his coaching style, what he did last year, what an embarrassment it was, but also called out pretty much the entire front office of the Denver Broncos. Now Aaron Rodgers over the weekend came back at Sean Payton. He said, yeah, man, I love Nathaniel Hackett on and off the field, arguably one of my favorite coaches I've ever had in the NFL. And it makes me feel bad that someone who's accomplished a lot in the league is that insecure and that they have to take another man down to set themselves up for some sort of easy fall if it doesn't go well for his team this year. I thought it was way out of line, inappropriate, and I think he needs to keep my coach's names out of his mouth. Wow. Little Will Smith action there. Kyle Newman from the Denver Post joins us right now. Kyle, how are you?
Oh, doing great. Just Aaron Rodgers adding some more spice to the drama, and we're still months away from this football game. It's great.
Yeah, no doubt. He did bring up the fact that he can't wait to play him in week 5. Listen, I believe the last time that Aaron Rodgers and the Packers at that time played the Broncos, I think Aaron Rodgers had like maybe 10 completions for 77 yards at the end of that game.
You know what? I don't recall that. I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see. It was a rough game for him.
Yeah,
so
it was.
He's got some proving to do. In addition to obviously this new chapter in his career, is he too old? Can he revive the Jets? A lot of questions swirling there, but yeah, it's interesting to see the war of words. And Sean Payton has been so careful with the media here in Denver and limiting availability to meet NFL rules. Doing the bare minimum, should I say? And here he goes and opens a can of worms with his remarks to USA Today. And of course, has since walked back those remarks, says he regrets those. But I don't, cat's out of the bag at this point. And it's clear what he's trying to do, right? He's trying to come in, set the new tone, say this is going to be different. But I think you better tread a little more lightly, and especially, with these playoff aspirations. He said he's going to be upset if it's not a playoff team. Well, he might want to brace himself to be upset in year 1 and for some growing pains, because last time I checked, Kansas City Chiefs are still in the 3rd division.
Yeah, no kidding, Kyle. And I was going to ask what the feeling was up there in Denver. Do they like Sean Payton? Do you guys do the fans like Sean Payton calling out teams like this, calling out players, coaches?
I think the fans, when Sean Payton came out and said this and said it was one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL, everyone around Denver was like, yeah, I mean, we saw it. But as Aaron Rodgers mentioned, you don't usually hear coaches bashing other coaches, especially coaches who are still in the league and coaches who are with a team that's on your schedule in week 5. So it was interesting, but I think the sentiment around here is, okay, that's great. More talk. Let's win some football games. Everyone knows Sean Payton's got a good track record, and he's going to be 10 times the coach Nathaniel Hackett was. But that doesn't answer a lot of the other questions, especially around Russell Wilson. And yeah, Javonte Williams is back. He's returned to his first padded practice this past week. So there's reasons for optimism, but there's also reasons to kind of pump the brakes and say, hey, this team could very easily win 6, 7, 8 games and miss the playoffs once again.
That's kind of what I was going to go with this next question, Kyle, is Sean Payton's been talking a lot. Have the Broncos done this offseason enough to have him be able to back it up?
Well, that's a good question. They made a couple fortifications along the offensive line, McGlinchey most notably, and then on the defensive line, they made some additions, Frank Clark most notably. And you're looking for, the defense to remain a top 10 unit, for that secondary to take even another leap forward, with Justin Simmons and probably Caden Stearns anchoring that back in at safety, and then Kareem Jackson providing that veteran presence. And then Pat Surtain II, I mean, I think you're looking at another career year after he had a career year in year 2. I mean, he's that good. He could be the best cornerback in all of football this year. So they've got the pieces on defense. They've got some of the pieces on offense. Javonte Williams coming back, I mentioned. They've got a receiving core to be excited about, even if there's some questions there, a la KJ Hamler. Can he stay healthy? Can he contribute and take the top off the defense? But yeah, I mean, it's cautious optimism because you're looking at a team that has had high hopes the last couple of years. Obviously, last year, especially with Hackett coming in, with Russell Wilson coming in, and you're still staring at a playoff drought that is the longest in the NFL, minus the New York Jets.
And you guys stole Mike McGlinchey from the Niners. That was a hell of a pickup.
Yes, that was a great pickup. So, and really, as Sean Payton mentioned in his comments, the O-line was a disaster last year. So hopefully that is one move that can help fortify it. And then they get some, elevated performances out of some other guys, including Garrett Bowles at left tackle, whom hopefully will be back and healthy for this season.
You're hearing Kyle Newman from the Denver Post chat with us right now. And Kyle, you mentioned Russell Wilson. Can Sean Payton fix him? Have you seen anything from Russell Wilson so far in training camp where you go, oh, this is a different guy than last year?
Well, he's clearly in better shape and a little more toned up, slimmed up. I mean, was that the problem last year, that he was not in good enough shape? I don't think so. I mean, he just you noticed he's cut some pounds a little bit. He's a little leaner. Can he turn it around after a career worst year? I don't know. I mean, granted, he did get sacked 55 times last year to lead the league. So that factors in. And of course, losing Javonte Williams and all the other injuries they had factors in. But I don't know. I'm not completely sold yet, in division also featuring Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. It seems like Russell Wilson is a long way off from those two guys. It seems like there's just a big gap between, the top tier QBs in the division and Russell Wilson. Now, maybe he comes out this year and with a veteran coach who knows what he's doing and has been to the mountaintop and has, can get this offense finely tuned and in and out of the huddle. I mean, last year in September, this team couldn't even get in and out of the huddle correctly. So that was a red flag from week one, obviously, in Seattle. So there is, I think, to answer your question in two parts, I think we'll see a bump from Russ this year just because of the coaching and the system. And, you got a play caller who a lot more experience, knows what he's doing. But I also think we're not going to see like a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback, a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback, all pro. I just don't think he's in that realm anymore. I mean, you see the rankings that came out this offseason. I didn't see any with Russ in the top 10 or even 15. And I think that's warranted. He's got to prove himself again as a top QB. And unless he does that, the Broncos are in trouble, because I mean, he can play mediocre, and I don't know if mediocre, even with a good D, is going to get it done in this division.
Well, good news is, Kyle, he was cheap. I'm kidding. I was joking. Spent a lot of money there. Yeah. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
Well, and also, guys, the draft picks that the Broncos gave up to get Russ, and one of those draft picks that they used, any defensive lineman just hit with a year-long suspension for gambling on the NFL. So just, the hits just keep coming from that deal. As of right now, as of this day, Seattle absolutely won that trade in a steal. Now, Russell Wilson comes out and somehow the QB he was in 17, 18, 19 again, maybe we'll have a different discussion. But right now, the Seahawks look like they pulled off a fleecing.
Kyle, you've done a really good job this morning of breaking Denver Broncos fans' hearts, and I appreciate it because I'm not one. Travis is one. But let's do something to build them up a little bit, because Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton, I think, if you look at them physically, athletically, could be one of the better wide receiver tandems in all of the NFL, but it just hasn't really worked out that way because of injury, because of some off-the-field stuff, because Cortland Sutton got the drops one year. It hasn't really made sense when you look at these two and what they could be doing. Do you think that we see a progression from the two of them this year?
Absolutely. And I mean, geez, both those guys subject to trade rumors during the offseason, right? Would they pick up Jerry Jeudy's option? They ended up doing that. And so, yeah, you're looking at a receiving core that has a ton of potential. And Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy are, going to be option one and option two. But let's not forget about Tim Patrick. coming back from an ACL injury that cost him all last year. He suffered during training camp. That was devastating. He is really kind of the heart and soul of that receiver room. He's more unheralded than obviously Sutton or Judy, but he's a guy who will go out there and his catch rate is incredible. I think he had no drops for a span of like 2 years there, and they really need him back. And then they also need, of course, some of those young guys to contribute and, maybe make some noise. And that includes KJ Hamler. It's kind of a big year for him, injury marred first few seasons. He really needs to step up and prove kind of what he can be as a NFL receiver, or else he could, be finding his way out, especially with the rookie in there, Marvin Mims Jr., who they drafted out of Oklahoma, and potentially to take KJ Hamler's place, a lot of the same skill set, speed set kind of stuff. So KJ Hamler, guy to watch in training camp, especially as to whether he can carve out a role, stay healthy, and prove his worth on this team.
Absolutely. Kyle Newman, it's going to be an interesting season, especially week 5 with all the drama. We're looking forward to that. But Kyle Newman with the Denver Post, you can find him on Twitter or X or whatever you like to call it now, at Kyle Newman DP. Kyle, appreciate your time, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. Always good talking Broncos and NFL with you.
Love it. Love it. We'll do it again soon for sure. Man.
That could not have made you feel good.
No, I don't feel great. You know what makes me feel good, though? When I see Dominic Giammacareno and Taylor Jacobs from Club Kokomo Spirits walk into the control room with gifts. I mean, it's always a good time. Is Taylor Jacobs, are you jumping on the air today? What's going on? Yeah, here we go. Come on in. Taylor's coming in now. Let me move some stuff here. What are we doing here today? We're just stopping by saying hi? Wait, hang on. Let me do this. I can't. I don't have headphones here. I don't have extra headphones. You can jump on this mic right here. No, Rich. We'll have Taylor Jacobs in studio instead. Here we go. Mic is on. So you just stopped by with gifts, bearing gifts.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to come visit my friends here and maybe get y'all drunk on this Monday morning instead of a Friday morning.
That's always a good call.
Yeah,
always a good call. So you were just in the neighborhood. What did you bring us today?
We brought you some insulated mugs.
Oh, we brought insulated mugs.
But more importantly, we brought you a variety pack.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the mugs.
Aren't they cute?
They're beautiful.
Yeah. They're,
wow.
It's to keep your canned beverage cold.
I'm fine with that. Both Ben and myself. No Rich today as I tear this package opening because I'm trying to get into it. Which one should I go with? Which one should I open up?
Well, I think you need to save excitation for your wife.
Wait, are we drinking?
Yeah, she would be upset.
No, on what? Why aren't we drinking? What? Taylor's here.
Maybe a Coca Mojito. That might be a good
Coca Mojito.
A good morning
I'm gonna do
beverage.
the Coca Mojito.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. Can I pour it in my insulated mug?
Please.
Gosh,
That would make me so happy.
This is such a great day here
This
on
is
Big
breaking
Rich
every
TV and
rule
Fletch.
of your diet.
What? No, it's not. It's oh my gosh. When Taylor Jacobs from Club Kokomo Spirits is here, there's no rules.
Yo. Look
Yeah.
at that pour.
Gosh, that's beautiful.
Cute.
You can get the whole can in there. Oh, it's
Just
so
about.
wonderful. Hey, cheers to Club Kokomo Spirits and
Cheers.
Taylor Jacobs on a Monday. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Better than coffee.
I tell you what, that does not disappoint.
No, sir.
Gosh.
10%.
Kokomo,
Made right here in
Mojito.
San Diego.
Gosh, look at that. She's just dropping everything on us, and it's fantastic.
You fess up right now and tell her you're supposed to be on a
I
diet.
am supposed to be on a diet. She can't hear you, Ben, because she
I
doesn't have
know.
headphones on. I am supposed to be on a diet, but these are diet friendly.
They're gluten free.
Gluten free.
So, I mean, that sounds pretty diet friendly.
It does.
That
feel
is,
pretty good.
it does feel real good.
Yeah.
We do have to take a quick break here. When we get back, if they're boneless, are they still wings? Yeah. Whoa, Taylor Jacob says no. We'll get into that. And I'll go ahead and finish my Coca Mojito, Club Kokomo, in studio on a surprise visit. Love it. On a Monday, Big Rich TV and Fletch. More next.
This update is presented by Staples Stores. Padres had a big-time weekend. They sweep the Texas Rangers at Petco Park. Now the Padres are 52-54 on the season, 5 games back of that final wild card spot. Today they'll be heading to Colorado for a 3-game series against the Rockies. And then it's back home for 4 games against the Dodgers at Petco Park. That's going to be a big one. Around baseball, the trade deadline is tomorrow. While the Padres' plans might have changed with that sweep of the Rangers, you never really know what A.J. Preller could be up to. In the NFL, Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, he has officially requested a trade from the team after meeting with team owner Jim Irsay. Colts have responded by threatening to put him on the non-football injury list, which could actually put a pause on the running back's contract for a full season. And in the Women's World Cup, the U.S. is going to play against Portugal at midnight tonight in the group stage of play. Staples has great prices on everything you need for back to school right now. 2 pocket poly folders and an 8-pack of Staples number 2 pencils are just 50 cents. Offer ends August 26th. Prices and limits may vary in-store and online. School on, save on at Staples.
It's Big Red Seed in Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. We're running around.
Surprise guest.
We're running around. Yeah, surprise guest coming in. Taylor Jacobs from Kokomo Spirits walks in with not only an insulated mug, but a 4-pack of Kokomo, which I want to say is for me exclusively. But she did say, like, no, the excitation's for your wife.
We got 3
right.
4-packs. 3 of the variety packs.
Yeah.
These mugs are badass.
Those are cool, man. I'm down. Taylor Jacobs, good peeps. So thank you, Taylor, from Kokomo for stopping by.
The problem with this mug is?
What's that?
I'm going to take it home and I'm never going to see it again.
Because Kendall's going to take it?
She's going to want it. She loves these things.
This is the pool mug right here.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that is a pool mug. And it's like plastic on the outside and inside. So
Keeps the drinks cool.
Yeah, but it's not dentable or breakable.
I'm a big fan of Club Kokomo.
Me too. Those are good people there. Are you a big fan of chicken wings?
Yeah, I dabble.
Yeah, okay, same.
Love them fried, love them regular. Toss in some teriyaki, toss in some buffalo. Bring it.
We could do chicken wings on the carnivore diet, but you could only salt them.
It would have to just be a chicken wing.
That's a bummer. That makes me sad. I would want more out of the chicken wing. Well, apparently, Buffalo Wild Wings getting sued.
What?
Because they call their boneless wings wings.
And they're not wings. Okay, I do agree with the sentiment of that, but I also think that people need to F off.
That is true. But this is what happened is a man apparently called out Buffalo Wild Wings online and said, hey, your boneless wings are not wings. And Buffalo Wild Wings responded to this guy and said, we don't give a S about what you think. And so this guy went and got a lawyer and is now suing Buffalo Wild Wings.
Part of me wants to go buy a whole bunch of Buffalo Wild Wings right now. That is the perfect response. Who cares what people think?
But why do they call them chicken strips? They're not a wing.
They're just boneless wings.
They're not a wing.
No, I agree with the dude who's suing now, but I do not agree with the fact that he's suing.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Like, they're not wings. You're right. But Buffalo Wild Wings has every right to tell you to F off.
Well, and I mean, they can call them whatever they want, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this plays out in court.
I don't know why I'm so irrationally angry about this. Maybe I'm hangry. Maybe I really want some wings. There's nothing better than like actual buffalo wings.
Oh,
like,
no.
give me the spice. Frank's hot sauce. Oh,
I'm with you. You like them hot?
I like them hot. I want to feel the top of my head sweating.
See, I used to really like that. And now I feel like I just want them to taste like buffalo wings and just give me a little bit. So I go mild now.
See, I usually like go hot and can only eat like 2 of them because I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to spicy stuff.
Right.
But I do love the flavor of that like Frank's buffalo hot sauce.
Same. And I'm telling you, a buffalo wing pizza.
Oh,
doesn't get much better than
what
that
about
for
the
me.
Buffalo tiki tenders at Islands?
Oh my gosh.
God, the carb
so
heaven.
Good. Gosh. The buffalo what was the mac and cheese buffalo fries?
The buffalo tiki tenders.
Is that what that dish was called?
Yeah, it was like buffalo tiki tender mac and cheese French fries.
That was, I believe, the title of the dish, and that's exactly what it was.
It was a bed of French fries, with a bunch of like Kraft Easy mac and cheese,
so good,
with some buffalo tenders on top.
And then there was like a ranch flight that came along with it,
and mayonnaises, multiple mayonnaises.
Okay, that was also crazy because it was brought up that Sarah, my wife, likes to dip French fries in mayonnaise.
Now we all do. Thank you, Sarah.
And then Islands went, hey, we got a bunch of mayonnaise.
You want buffalo mayonnaise?
Yeah.
We got that too.
And they brought out several different mayonnaise.
I didn't even tell you.
Mayonnaises.
Kendall on one of the nights this weekend. I can't remember which one.
Okay.
But having a rough day. I get it.
Okay.
I asked her, is there anything I can do for you? Can I go out and pick up some food for you maybe? She sends me by myself to Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
For me to pick up her meal at Chick-fil-A. I get it. Drive home with it the entire way with those waffle fries just basically wafting up my nose.
Yeah.
Did not touch a single piece of it.
Wow.
Do you know how much strength that is? That's like a 10-minute drive both ways. So
That
10
is
minutes
impressive.
going there, thinking about Chick-fil-A, 10 minutes driving back with Chick-fil-A sitting right in front of me, and I did not take a bite.
Have you had the Chick-fil-A peach shake?
No, but that sounds amazing, and I want to put my face in it.
It's honestly perfect. I mean, it's phenomenal. You should maybe on a Bar Cart Friday when there's no rules for 8 hours. You should go get a peach shake.
Dude, I want to. Our buddy Jamar jumping on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fellas, thanks for having the gentleman from the Paddle Out Transplant Games in studio on Friday. I met them yesterday at the Paddle Out, and it was an amazing experience. Jamar, that's great to hear. I know you have a lot of personal stories with it, and I hope you're doing well, pal. And that was really cool. Mark Neville was in studio on Friday. I did ask Mark if he would come back on this week, and he said yes. So we'll get a little recap from Mark maybe tomorrow.
But yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I wish I would have made it out there. It was probably a very moving experience. I can't wait to hear more stories like this because, yeah, that paddle out was a cool deal, and look forward to doing the next one. There is a zoo out in China.
Oh God,
that there's a video of a bear. Now look at this bear standing up here. Okay.
Whoa.
Right, just standing there.
He looks like a old man with a beer belly.
Right. Well, I mean, there's wrinkles back here.
It's a suit.
It looks like there's shoes. Yeah, they're denying that it's a man
Oh my
in
God.
a costume. That's a dude in a bear
That's
costume.
a dude in a bear costume.
Yeah, that is 100% a dude in a bear costume. Oh, I almost knocked over my Club Kokomo. That would have been. Oh, who would care? Who would be here to care if I knocked over a drink?
That was 100% a dude in a suit.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. And yeah, that's crazy. Also, did you see out in San Francisco, Elon Musk putting the X sign up above the Twitter building?
Dude, I'm defending it now.
Yeah.
I've been back and forth on this like the entire time, like whether X is dumb or whether X is cool.
Mhm.
It's cool. And Elon flipping the bird to everybody is even cooler.
Dude, he's flipping the bird big time
He's
out in San Francisco.
Literally flipping the bird in terms of like the bird is gone.
That is true.
And then he's also just throwing that X up there to like the 80% of employees that he fired, just kind of like a ha.
Yeah, and also San Francisco, they want to come inspect this giant X on the roof. He denied them.
Yeah.
They couldn't come up and inspect the sign.
Private property, mofo.
The sign is a glowing neon X that pulsates.
Awesome.
I mean, this guy does not have any F's left to give.
Dude, I'm a big fan of Elon Musk. And I'm becoming bigger every day.
But are you a fan of him because of the fact that he's like
anti-establishment, baby? He says F you to the man, and he is the man. That's the most man you could get.
I
mean,
I like him. I mean, yeah, I like him just for the fact that he's shaking things up.
Yeah, dude, he's punk rock and he's not afraid to do anything. And he has a bunch of money and he's like, I'm going to spend it on things that are cool.
I'm super sad, though, that we haven't heard a lot about the MMA fight with him and Zuckerberg lately.
Yeah, it's quite a down. But, dude, the fights this weekend in the UFC were ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah.
What a week. Did you see Derek Lewis flying knee to the dome?
Yes,
and then
I saw this on Twitter.
Post-fight interviews ever.
I didn't see the interview.
Oh, he was talking about how his balls itched. Like he's done that in the past too, but how he got like too hot in his shorts, so he took his pants off at one point. Dude, that guy is so funny, and he comes out of the fight, and he's like a big 310-pound dude. Comes out, the first thing he does is like a flying knee to the face of his opponent. It was awesome.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I mean that I did see a bunch of the Twitter updates. I saw some of the videos there, and dude, the UFC is, to me, it's a tough watch because sometimes it's a little brutal for my liking. However, man, they're doing it right, putting these fights together.
They are making money hand over fist right now. And they have one of the biggest ones coming up in October, one of the biggest cards they've had in years. And it's in Abu Dhabi, and it's going to make them like $1 billion. It's crazy, dude.
Well, that's what the Musk Zuckerberg fight was supposed to bring in, was over $1 billion.
Still could.
It still could. But why has it gotten quiet? Not
maybe they're in their separate camps training for it.
You think?
Maybe.
I mean, we don't have any kind of date set or anything.
Dude, if it comes out that there's a date set, the promotion will be so nonstop. It'll be so in your face. We might even get an invite out to Vegas to do our show like on the strip to prep for it, because they are gonna it's gonna be like old school boxing promotion where they're just gonna get, even it's probably gonna be a letdown. It's probably not gonna be that cool of a watch. They want to get that $100 from every single household in America.
Yeah,
I think they would get from a lot.
I would pay it.
So would I.
I would pay it. I want to see it. I mean, this is just goofy enough where, I mean, because both of these guys believe in themselves.
And I think that they probably don't like each other very much.
I agree with that. And they probably, obviously Zuckerberg fights. Obviously he's trained, but I think Elon Musk probably does too. And Elon Musk would go find someone, if he's not already, get good.
Dude, GSP is trained with him. GSP, one of the greatest UFC fighters in the history of the world. He's a Canadian. Dude's an absolute beast. He has been training Elon Musk.
Oof.
You know what we're going to do for that fight?
What's that?
I think we're going to sit down, maybe at your house, maybe at Rich's house,
Okay.
maybe at my condo, maybe a big day by the pool, some barbecue. We're all going to buy the fight. And then when the fight starts, when the ding, ding, ding hits, we are going to crack open a bunch of long balls. Woo! And we're going to drink them all. I want everyone out there to close your eyes unless you're driving. Keep your eyes open. Let me introduce you to the world's finest lemon iced tea, ready to drink cocktail that can keep the party going all day long. And we know, you know why we know? Because we partied all day long with Long Ball, not only the drink, but the company. Our guys, Dennis and Daniel O'Connor, they took the classic cocktail, put a little backspin on it. That's the Long Ball and soda, and now it is the Long Ball in a can. Perfect for that early tea time or twilight session. Did not get out to the golf course this weekend, but I did get out to the pool this weekend and shared Long Ball with some friends, some of Kendall's teacher friends. We had a little pool party. They all enjoyed it. And you know what I even shared with them, Trav?
What's that?
The transfusion. Not yet
You
released.
gave them that secret transfusion?
I know I did.
We only have a few of those.
It was a naughty move by me, but I did it anyways. And they all loved it. It's crafted in San Diego in January of 2023. Long Ball is shareable. It's crushable. It's a canned cocktail with just 3 ingredients, 123 calories, just 5 grams of sugar. Long Balls have that clean, refreshing finish that will keep you in the game all day long. Find Long Ball at more than 20 San Diego golf courses. Find them at a bunch of different retailers. Visit longballshooter.com for a full list and sign up for the Long Ball Challenge for your chance to win $10,000 in cash and prizes. And get over to sportssd.com, navigate your way down to our promotions contest page. You'll find an opportunity to win a free round of golf with me, Travis, and Big Rich.
Yeah.
Go long, tease nuts. Please drink responsibly.
Love it. I love every bit of that. What I don't love is a stinky movie theater.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gross.
And apparently Barbie Pink kind of stinks. I'll explain coming up next. There is some unhappy Barbie viewers who are making the movie theater that's pink stink. We'll talk about it coming up next. Dude, we got to give away tickets still.
8:55.
8:55. You can win yourself some Ohio Players tickets. They're going to be live at Viejas Casino and Resort. Witness pioneers of street funk and underground R&B at the best concert venue in San Diego. Win a pair of tickets to this electrifying performance that will have you on your feet and dancing all night long. Chart-topping hits like Fire, Love, Roller Coaster, Funky Worm, Sweet Sticky Thing, Hoochie Coo, and a ton more. Visit viejas.com for more info, or right at 8:55. That's when you want to call in 844-570-1360 if you want to win some Ohio Players tickets.
You're really good at reading all those things with a straight face. 949. In Rich's absence, can you guys talk about his feet? We can. Dude's got great feet.
He does have great feet. You know what? And
not just great feet. He's got good feet.
Good feet. Good feet. Which I will attest that he has not had the lower back pain. He's been
hip
walking
pain,
straighter,
gone.
hip pain. Yeah, this really works, man. The Good Feet, we actually have insoles as well. We picked up from Good Feet. Thank you, Good Feet. Thank you, Richie.
Pretty much a full-time maintainer these days.
You know what? I went relaxers about a month ago, and I haven't changed. I don't know if that's out of laziness or they just feel good.
And mine are just in my shoe. I'm not removing them.
Yeah, it's fine.
At this point, the shoes I'm wearing right now smell so bad if I take them off. Like, I need a couple new pairs of shoes.
Yeah, hint. We need a shoe endorsement. Oh, it's good times. Barbie, apparently over the weekend at a theater out in Los Angeles. What would you rate that movie out of 10?
Like, being generous as I can be, because there were a couple of scenes that cracked me up a little bit.
Yep.
6.5.
Okay, let's see. I was a 6 out of 10. I was a 6 out of 10. And here's the thing. You got to get past the fact that there is this gigantic message that men are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so if you can just look on the surface of it and laugh at the fact that, okay, I see what they're poking fun at, I would say 6 out of 10. That's where I would give it.
I agree.
And I could see why you would go 6.5. You'd lean towards.
There were a couple scenes that got me.
Yeah, and it's mostly Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling was great.
Yeah, he was.
And I thought Margot Robbie was really good. Like, it was a well-acted movie. It was well-produced, well-directed. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Really not for me.
I don't think Will Ferrell needed to be in that movie.
Will Ferrell was terrible.
It was just he was.
It was like his appearance on The Office. Like
Yeah.
I love
Oh my
Will Ferrell.
gosh, it
His
was
appearance
such
on The
that.
Office was awful. His appearance in Barbie, like it looked like he wasn't taking it seriously, first of all, at all.
Yeah, it was almost like a completely different style of acting from Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Where the other actors actually believed the fact that they were in this thing. And Alan.
Oh, Michael Cera?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He may have been the best part of the whole movie.
I agree. Yeah, that was my number one for sure. I thought he was fantastic, but it was almost like Will Ferrell didn't know that he wasn't supposed to be that cheeseball, like you were supposed to buy it. But all of the Will Ferrell scenes were almost a departure from what the movie was, because the movie was supposed to be very real. It was supposed to be very these characters, these people, these toys believed in what they were. And every time there was a Will Ferrell part, it was corny and cheesy.
And it's so bizarre because Will Ferrell is really good at being like a
Love him.
supporter.
Oh,
Like to
man,
be like
yeah.
a little side piece
Right,
in a movie, you
right.
know, like in Wedding Crashers.
Oh my gosh.
His character in Wedding Crashers is one of the most perfectly constructed side characters in the history of television.
Will Ferrell is one of my comedy heroes.
He sucked in this movie.
I thought the same thing. I thought you didn't even need him. You could have cast anybody.
How about casting an actual like bad guy to be that guy?
Or that. Yeah. I mean, that
Like
could
Jason
be.
Statham would have been really good in that role.
Or put in the dude from that Tom Cruise played in Tropic Thunder.
Rex Grossman.
Yeah, make
Is that
Rex
his
make Rex Grossman.
I'm pretty sure that's a quarterback from the Bears.
Whatever it is. Whoever
It's
that
definitely
is,
Rex.
have him be Will Ferrell's character
That would have been perfect.
as Rex.
Yeah.
I would have been awesome. I would have been awesome, but it didn't turn out that way. But apparently, at a theater in LA, there was at least one person in this theater that, while people were watching the movie, just made fart noises the entire time, like thousands of them for 2 hours.
Yeah,
That would anger me.
that was me.
Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't in LA this weekend.
There was it was filmed by a staff writer for Jimmy Kimmel Live. Her name's Blair Erskine.
Wait, fart noises or actually farting?
No, actually just fart noises.
Oh,
Yeah,
actually farting would have been way better.
it would have been way
Commit
better.
to the bit.
Yeah, I mean, figure it out. Whatever you got to eat to make that occur. But Blair posted this on formerly known as Twitter X of the fart noises. I didn't get you the sound, but it was literally just thousands of
Like one of these.
yes, yes, for 2 hours. For 2 hours, which again, if I was there to actually see the movie, I'd be super angry. And you would think they would escort the person out.
858. Why would I go to a movie where I have to tolerate a message, let alone twice? Travis, who has seen the movie twice.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Look, one was for the family. The second time was for a bit. Okay. All right.
Commit to the bit. I'm okay with that.
I did. And I actually sat through the whole thing twice. But yes, I agree.
Can I tell you, like, Kendall only wanted to go so we could take a selfie in front of the Barbie sign.
Why didn't you just take a selfie and not go to the movie?
Dude, your words, my mouth. I said that. And guess how that went over?
You were dressed up, man.
Yeah.
She had a Barbie shirt or sweater on,
went over
and it was
not well.
115 degrees. Speaking of 115 degrees, Phoenix the past 31 days. Listen to these temps. Not one of them under 110. July 1st, 114, 115, 116, 113, 111, 115, 112, 113, 112. You get to the 13th of July, 114, 116, 118, 114, 116, 118, 119, 119. Good God.
That sounds awful.
The whole month it's been above 110 breaking
It's been pretty
records.
nice here. I know it's been warm, but it's been pretty nice here.
It's been decent. And I
Well,
was
you
down at the
live
beach.
10 degrees hotter than I live.
Yeah, but I was cruising down towards the beach side here the past couple days, and it was been like 76.
Yeah, dude, it's been so nice.
I mean, it's been San Diego. It's been what we pay for. which is
949.
nice.
Man, I missed you guys last week. Great show, my brothers. You killed it even without the big guy. Hope
Yeah.
you guys have a blessed day after the show. Weather spectacular right now. Enjoy these long days.
That's what I'm talking
949. It's good to have you back, pal. We missed you. Hopefully you had a nice week off, whatever you were doing.
about. Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you being back.
Rich will be back Wednesday or Thursday. We don't know for sure. It's a mystery. It'll be a mystery to us, but we look forward to it. The Padres taking on the Rockies.
Big one tonight, dude.
Yeah, tonight in Colorado. No CJ Cron. He's an Angel now, and he's been a thorn in the side of the Padres. So hopefully the Rockies don't have what they need to win.
Just show us something, man. Show these fans that they have been right this season.
Yep.
And coming out and supporting you the way they have.
Yes,
more than
indeed.
2 million people have been to Petco Park this year.
That's insane. That's insane. Do we know if there were sellouts over the weekend?
I'm sure there were. Probably the night games yesterday wasn't.
Right. But I mean, if there was 2 more sellouts, that'd be like 42 on the year.
It's ridiculous.
That's absolutely incredible. Way to go, San Diego. Way to come out for your team. Hey, who do we think today, Ben?
Thank Kyle Newman with the Denver Post. He was great talking about the Broncos. We also thank our guy, John Schaefer. And we also thank Taylor Jacobs, the beauty from Kokomo. She joined us in studio for a little bit. Thank you, Trav.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Rich, who was on 2 different radio shows this weekend, but not ours.
Not ours. Didn't make ours, but hopefully in a few days he'll be back. And thank you for all the texters, all the listeners. Love you guys. We will see you tomorrow. Colin Kurt. I don't know what I'm saying. The Herd's next.
Colin Cowherd.
I got you.